You're listening to Kate of Gaia on Critical Mass Radio. The game is up. Now, it's our turn.
Hush now softly, can't you hear? Mockingbird, she must be near. She sings her song, the bio-lullaby. Misty morning, lazy sun, broken only by the river run. Mississippi River, take me in your arms. Take me in your arms for just another day. Floating by, I can clearly see Baton Rouge to eternity, New Orleans backwards into time. The Delta blues are more than song, broken dreams long lost and gone like a cotton field, laying falling by the wind. But that's the way it is, that's the way it is. Wouldn't want it any other way. Friendly smiles enough to say, yeah, it'll be alright, and I don't have to worry none. Friendly word on a passing wave makes southern sense when I'm away, and I'm just glad I'm back where I belong. I'm back where I belong. All my worries, all my fears, up and leave me, they just disappear. Like so much nothing, so much for taking time. 'Cause on the water or on the shore, this is home and so much more. Old man river, take me in your arms. Take me in your arms. I'm home sweet home again. Wouldn't want it any other way. Friendly smiles enough to say, yeah, it'll be alright, and I don't have to worry none. Friendly word or a passing wave that makes southern sense when I'm away, and I'm just glad I'm back where I belong. I'm back where I belong. Hush now softly, can't you hear? The mockingbird, she must be near. She sings her song, the bio-lullaby.
Good evening, welcome to Outside the Box. Yours truly, Kate of Gaia, here at criticalmassradio.co.uk. Coming at you live. Hey, just as soon as I was ready to open the mic up, the call got dropped, so just had to wait for it to reboot. So I figured I'd throw a tune on for you, so you weren't wondering where the hell I was. But there you have it. Where do I want to start tonight? Well, lots of things. Looking over a few other things today I haven't looked at for a while, and it's really quite funny how much we talk about at this table and how much it resonates with the ancient knowledge and the ancient wisdom. And, it really boils down to things as simple as lose the fear, get in gear, lose the name, win the game. In the simplest of truth, the whole name thing is the biggest lie that humanity has been smothered under. And I'm going to read a couple of things here before we get this table opened up. And I see you on the board there, Darren. Thank you for showing up. And I do believe Paul is going to jump in with us again tonight. Need to hear from him and whether he gets on the board or not. Again, newbie to Skype, so I'm a little gentler to the real newbies, so there you go. But I did want to share this, and I just want to read something, and some of you may already know this, for anyone that has looked for truth anywhere. Well, this will probably resonate very deeply if you've looked in certain areas in terms of looking for wisdom and true meanings behind things, so that you can open up your own veils to get rid of the deceptions. But I'll read this, and you tell me. We'll open the table up after this. We covered a lot of stuff on the earlier show today, and so this is more or less a continuation. I just wanted to go to a slightly deeper level, seeing as the concepts are really starting to play themselves out with people. People are getting them, and I cannot say it enough about this whole paradigm of fear that has been foisted upon us. It's an illusion. It is pure illusion. This whole system is all about bluff. So lose all of the programming. God is light year gods. Pay attention. And I won't say the author from the first line, but I will go to the second line. And I blank. Give of my wisdom, give of my knowledge, and give of my power freely. I give to the children of men. Give that they, too, might have wisdom, to shine through the world from the veil of the night. Wisdom is power, and power is wisdom, one with each other, perfecting the whole. Be thou not proud, O man, in thy wisdom. Discourse with the ignorant as well as the wise. If one comes to thee full of knowledge, listen and heed, for wisdom is all. Keep thou not silent when evil is spoken for truth, like the sunlight shines above all. He who oversteppeth the law shall be punished. For only through law comes the freedom of men. Cause thou not fear, for fear is a bondage, a fetter that binds the darkness to men. Follow thine heart during thy lifetime. Do thou more than is commanded of thee. When thou hast gained riches, follow thou thine heart, for all these are of no avail, if thine heart be weary. Diminish thou not the time of following thine heart. It is abhorred of the soul. They that are guided go not astray, but they that are lost cannot find a straight path. If thou go among men, make for thyself love, the beginning and end of the heart. If one cometh unto thee for counsel, let him speak freely, that the thing for which he hath come to thee may be done. If he hesitates to open his heart to thee, it is because thou, the judge, doest the wrong. Repeat thou not extravagant speech, neither listen thou to it, for it is the utterance of one not in equilibrium. Speak thou not of it, so that he before thee may know wisdom. Silence is of great profit. An abundance of speech profiteth nothing. Exalt not thine heart above the children of men, lest it be brought lower than the dust. If thou be great among men, be honored for knowledge and gentleness. If thou seekest to know the nature of a friend, ask not his companion, but pass a time alone with him. Debate with him, testing his heart by his words and his bearing. That which goeth into the storehouse must come forth, and the things that are thine must be shared with a friend. Knowledge is regarded by the fool as ignorance, and the things that are profitable are to him hurtful. He liveth in death. It is therefore his food. The wise man lets his heart overflow, but keeps silent his mouth. O man, list to the voice of wisdom. List to the voice of light. Mysteries there are in the cosmos that unveiled fill the world with their light. Let he who would be free from the bonds of darkness first divine the material from the immaterial, the fire from the earth. For know ye that as earth descends to earth, so also fire ascends unto fire, and becomes one with fire. He who knows the fire that is within himself shall ascend unto the eternal fire, and dwell in it eternally. Fire, the inner fire, is the most potent of all force, for it overcometh all things, and penetrates to all things of the earth. Man supports himself only on that which resists, so earth must resist man, else he existeth not. All eyes do not see with the same vision. For to one an object appears of one form and color, and to a different eye of another. So also the infinite fire, changing from color to color, is never the same from day to day. Thus I speak of my wisdom, for a man is a fire burning bright through the night, never is quenched in the veil of darkness, never is quenched by the veil of the night. Into men's hearts I looked by my wisdom, found them not free from the bondage of strife, free from the toils, thy fire, O my brother, lest it be buried in the shadow of night. Hark ye, O man, and list to the wisdom. Where do name and form cease? Only in consciousness, invisible, an infinite force of radiance bright. The forms that ye create by brightening, they vision are truly effects that follow thy cause. Man is a star bound to a body, until in the end he is freed through his strife. Only by struggle and toiling thy utmost shall the star within thee bloom out in new life. He who knows the commencement of all things, free is his star from the realm of night. Remember, O man, that all which exists is only another form of that which exists not. Everything that has being is passing into yet other being, and thou thyself art not an exception. Consider the law, for all is law. Seek not that which is not of the law, for such exists only in the illusion of the senses. Wisdom cometh to all her children, even as they cometh unto wisdom. All through the ages the light has been hidden. Awake, O man, and be wise. Deep in the mysteries of life have I traveled, seeking and searching for that which is hidden. List ye, O man, and be wise. Far neath the earth crust, in the halls of Amenti, mysteries I saw that are hidden from men. Oft I have journeyed the deep hidden passage, looked on the light that is life among men. There neath the flowers of life ever living, searched I the hearts and secrets of men. Found I that man is but living in darkness. Light of the great fire is hidden within. Before the lords of hidden Amenti learned I the wisdom I give unto men. Excuse me. Masters are they of great secret wisdom, brought from the future of infinity's end. 7 are they, the lords of Amenti, overlords they of the children of morning, sons of the cycles, masters of wisdom. Formed are not they as the children of men? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 are the titles of the masters of men. Far from the future, formless yet forming, came they as teachers for the children of men. Live they forever, yet not of the living, bound not to life and yet free from death. Rule they forever with infinite wisdom, bound yet not bound to the dark halls of death. Life they have in them, yet life that is not life. Free from all are the lords of the all. Forth from them came forth the Logos, instruments, they of the power over all. Vast is their countenance, yet hidden in smallness, formed by a forming, known yet unknown. 3 holds the key of all hidden magic, creator he of the halls of the dead, sending forth power, shrouding with darkness, binding the souls of the children of men, sending the darkness, binding the soul force, director of negative to the children of men. 4 is he who looses the power, Lord he of life to the children of men, light is his body, flame is his countenance, freer of souls to the children of men. 5 is the master, the lord of all magic, key to the word that resounds among men. 6 is the lord of light, the hidden pathway, path of the souls of the children of men. 7 is he who is lord of the vastness, master of space and the key of the times. 8 is he who orders the progress, weighs and balances the journey of men. 9 is the Father, vast he of countenance, forming and changing from out of the formless. Meditate on the symbols I give thee, keys are they, though hidden from men. Reach ever upward, O soul of the morning, turn thy thoughts upward to light and to life. Find in the keys of the numbers I bring thee, light on the pathway from life unto life. Seek ye with wisdom, turn thy thoughts inward, close not thy mind to the flower of light. Place in thy body a thought-formed picture, think of the numbers that lead thee to life. Clear is the pathway to he who has wisdom, open the door to the kingdom of light. Pour forth thy flame as the sun of the morning, shut out the darkness and live in the day. Take thee, O man, as part of thy being, the seven who are, but are not as they seem. Opened, O man, have I my wisdom, follow the path in the way I have led. Masters of wisdom, son of the morning light and life to the children of men. And for those that know anything about this stuff, you probably know who wrote that. It's from Tablet 3 of the Emerald Tablets of Thought. All the great masters had interaction with this particular being. That's why I paid attention to it. And, in simple terms, this is exactly the thing that we share at this table. There's only one way to get through, and that's to stand in the truth at all costs. That is the ultimate test for self. I've lost count of the things that I've done that terrified me. Things that I had to confront that at the time I didn't think I was ready for, but obviously I was. I got through. I had enough information. I had enough gathered knowledge. And needless to say, for the way this system works here, and for those that have corrupted this truth, the fear that binds men is the one thing that will keep you in the dark. It's when you pass through that ethereal fire, if you will, the test of fire, through these things. Well, I see fear as fire that must be passed through. And that's why I don't shun it, nor do I resist it. I merely accept it for what it is. It's a guidepost, that there's something that I need to push through. There's something I need to do to reach beyond what I would set as ego limitations. That's why, for me, the limitations have to be systematically removed as they were systematically installed. This is why I tell people to breathe. Don't be in such a hurry. In the seeking of knowledge, I've met many people that were so busy looking for knowledge in such a hurry that they ran past the wisdom they were seeking in the first place. So take your time. Great words. Meditate. Go within. Get deep, get dark, get quiet. And these are the tools that we all have in our day-to-day lives, in this systematically installed control, ego, whatever you want to call it, has got everyone so distracted away from the most important thing in this universe, you. Each one, all of us, are infinite, eternal universes, birthing our own creations. And the more you can confront the little things, the little fears, the more your wisdom's going to grow. And also the confidence that one needs to go through the next one. In the same way that if someone was to work on a lawnmower engine, for example, having studied that, and were quite adept at it, it would be a ridiculous jump to have them head over to Boeing to start working on Rolls-Royce jet engines now, wouldn't it? So these are the degrees of separation that people need to climb. These are the rungs of the ladder, the knowledge ladder that we all have to climb. And what I find is when people are trying to climb so fast, they're not allowing the rung that they were on to really fasten itself to the ladder. And before you know it, they get to a point where the rungs disappear and the ones below them were so weak to begin with, they just snap until they get back to the last rung that was true to them. Fortunately, the climb back up is not quite as difficult. However, that does instill a lot of doubt on the previously understood knowledge, where you might even start doubting the truth then. That's why I tell people, take your time. I was in a hurry. We're all in a hurry. We're all fed up. We've all had enough of the nonsense. We've all had enough of, those that have been corrupted, of harming. these are for me, these are the paths and the tests of life to see if I have the mettle to push through it. And every time, and I'm sure I speak for many of you, you heard that voice every time you got knocked down. You heard that voice inside. You know, the little struggle of, well, I should feel sorry for myself, and then the other side of you saying, screw that, wimp, and you stand again. And one of the things you'll notice that when you stand after something like this, you're slightly taller than you were the last time. And you've also shown that resistance that you were running into, be it in the form of a challenge in life or someone who has wronged you or whatever the case may be, the next time you confront that situation or that individual, you're an entirely changed universe. And you've got more knowledge at your disposal. More importantly, you have more fortitude, you have more strength. Because that which will not break you will make you. And you just have to make the choice. Can I be broken? Can my will be broken? The answer for me was very easy in that one. All I had to do was say, I'm all in, to the death. Bring it on. And that's it. Because that's the joke of death, there is none. And as soon as you can commit to that in your heart, you will understand those words. Trade off one physical lifetime to keep coming back on Groundhog Day for infinite immortality? No, I think I can let go of all the shit. Yeah, I'm good with that. So just a few words of ancient wisdom over 50,000 years old. Yeah, and this guy has showed up quite a few times in a few different forms. Pay heed. I actually did a bunch of study series on the Kabbalion, which was more or less a synopsis of the Emerald Tablets of Thought regarding the cosmic laws. And it was through studying that, the Kabbalion, that fundamentally got me to the point where I was watching man-made law trying to mimic the cosmic law, and that's where I saw it was getting its copyright power. That's why it's a bluff. Because once you stand in the true laws of this universe, all that shit just fades away. It's powerless, and then you start calling the bluff. And it's so very, very simple. It's not easy to get there, and that's just a lot of programming that people have to get through. But just understand this one thing. It's there. It is real, and you can get there. It's just a choice. And that'll get these lines open up here. We got Darren in and Janet. How are you guys since this afternoon, 4 hours ago?
Nothing has changed.
It's kind of fun, eh?
The glow on my face from the radiant light of the 8th chakra is giving me a little bit of a hot flash.
Oh, good.
The true twin flame. The true twin flame radiates, even in the wind.
You're your own best mirror.
Hey. Yeah, so it's just wonderful. Install the window. Yeah. Did a little composting and gardening. Had a shower. That felt good.
Right on. Smells better too, doesn't it?
Well, I kind of like my smell.
There you go.
It's one of the few ways I will define myself in a crowd.
Right on. Here, check this out.
Yeah, this is all I can say as me.
Yeah, unforgettable. That's what you are. Yeah. Just for reference, I did do a card spread tonight, and the opening card was the Hanged Man, and the closing card was Death. So it's beautiful. Yeah, especially on the heels of last night's conversation, of course, this afternoon as well. We have Richie in the call here now as well. And by the way, anybody that wants to jump in.
Namaste, brother.
What's going on?
Hey.
Namaste, Richie.
Brothers of light. Brothers of fire. 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 That was awesome, Kate. Yeah. Oh, that's yep. Unreal. I'm gonna get that up. Read that.
Yeah. I was wondering when you were gonna read that.
Oh no, it's I've done this before.
I knew it was coming. Have you? Yeah,
I've read
read those a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me
I used
too.
to cover them a lot. And again, it's revisiting it in a new unit of now. And I will deliberately leave something out of view long enough so that I am not tainted by looking at it too soon. But like anything else, the more you read something in new units of now, the more the gems get passed to you. It's kind of funny. I was watching this little video yesterday. Don't know her name, but she's doing a tarot spread, and she pulled out the Three of Swords in this particular deck, and it was a picture. It had a man, a woman, and a child standing a little bit higher in the background, and what looked to be you might as well call him the Pied Piper. Didn't have not sure if it was there was something there, but down at his feet was a pig, and there were 3 acorns on the ground. And then I started to listen to this individual's literal take on what this card was saying, without even looking at what the picture was showing her, right? And I just looked at it. What what's the point in throwing the nuts of wisdom, right? Acorns, nuts. Do not cast wisdom before the swine, and keep your eyes looking up, because that's where his arm was pointing. And what else can I say? It went off onto this diatribe of something that just did not make sense to me of what she was talking about. It's like, but again, everything is perfect. So what that gave me was the contrast of how differently I look at things versus what would be deemed a normal, literal translation of something. You got to look for the deeper meanings, and they are big.
Yeah.
And we have Colleen in here as well, so let's get this one rolling.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. Howdy. Aloha. Namaste. In Lakesh. I just wanted to tell you, Kate, I posted that on your Facebook. It's so beautiful, and what caught me, and then I said, I know that. I just read it the other day. Was the line, "The wise man lets his heart overflow, but keeps silent his mouth."
Now you know why I'm looking so forward to not having to be on the air.
Yes.
As soon as people get it, I don't have to say anymore. And so I'm working my own countermeasures here in knowing, talking of extravagance and you see, this is the one thing that I've always shunned in my life, limelight of any kind. I'm just happy just being, right? Like when I first started playing in bands and stuff, I was just happy playing guitar and sitting in the back and throwing a little back up here and there. Universe never let that happen, though, and it was always putting me forward. So this is one of the reasons why I speak of the humility, to speak of the pedestals that are not allowed, to speak of the separation by using an old mental state of caste systems, of somehow something or someone is better or lesser than you. You are merely a different point of view with a contrast to share. Nothing more, nothing less. Degree or of step, gree and gress are meaning to step. So that which you step with, that which you agree with, is what your spiritual and physical contract is. And this is why we have to be mindful of what we agree with. And when we are doing something, be fully cognizant of the intention that you are doing it. One of the reasons why I talk about money in particular, of it being both good and evil, and it's all strictly based on the intent. Until we get rid of it, I'm using anything that I have to poison that system with truth in that intent. So it's using fire against itself to, look at that, create a brighter fire. And we have area code 631 joining in here as well. I was going to say there just before you guys came on, for those that do want to call in, 661-467-2401. And for those on Skype, just put BTR listener 022 in your contact search and just hit search. And as soon as the search comes up, just right-click it and hit call, and it'll bring you directly to the board. Saves all the nonsense. Okay, so 631. Who we got there?
It's Jet. Hey, how you doing, Kate?
Hey, good. How are you?
Can you hear me? Oh, great,
yeah,
great. We chatted one night. I was on the show.
Yep.
And it's amazing. The past few nights I've been listening in. Last night I got cut off, and then I didn't have the address for Skype. And I haven't used Skype for a while, but tonight I tried to get in. So if we do get cut off on the line here, I'll join in on Skype for the after-hour party. That's what I call it.
Well, the good news is the afterbirth party only lasted 5 minutes before I got knocked off. So.
Oh, you too.
Yeah, I know we all hit it at the same time, wasn't you?
Yeah.
I got a couple of things to say because it's amazing how there's you'll bring up something on the program, and I was thinking of that thing like for the entire day or the day before, and it's crazy. That's one thing I wanted to say. What is that, the law of superconductivity or something? When someone has an idea, let's say in one part of the earth, or an invention, and then somebody on the other side of the earth has the same invention at the same time. Have you heard of that? I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, that goes through like with Willie Mesher.
Monkey, right?
Yeah, well, Alexander Graham Bell, there was another individual. This happens all the time. But remember, this is not just a one-on-one, right? What's happening here now are these synchronicities are happening with many of us. So it's not just held to, 2 points referencing. It's now going across. This is where you're stepping out of the hive mind. You're not being bombarded by the same garbage that we've all been bombarded with. We're still getting hammered with it, but it's bouncing off us. It has no effect on us. That's what happens when you step into the causal role. And you will experience a lot more of this. I hear this stuff all the time. Oh, geez, you were just saying what I was thinking. And, well, you were just saying what I was thinking. And it happens all the time.
Right.
I'll be standing around, and somebody will ask a question, and it feels like someone's actually either pushing it out of my head or pulling it out of my head. So it's pretty funny. Funny. Oh, and we do have Paul back in.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And secondly, I wanted to mention, you mentioned the Bibliotheca Pleiades yesterday. It's crazy because the time of my awakening, I was glued to that channel, to that site. There was a young college student that was channeling. She didn't even know how she was doing it. She wasn't even that interested, but she was channeling a Pleiadian woman or entity. And every night I was reading, and it blew my mind. I was glued to it. And then on the last day, when I finished the last chapter, the last chapter, that's the day when my chakras opened up. At least my heart chakra opened up, and I had my awakening that same day. It was insane. You find some channelings and some correspondences on there, all kind of stuff, and that's one. And then today you did the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. Oh my God! There's a guy that what do you call it? He when they read it out on a YouTube channel, 1776 is back, I believe, is one of them, and he's got the Kabbalion, the Emerald Tablets. I guess it's a little convenient when you just want to play something there. Somebody reads it out.
Yeah, that's what I did all study groups on. The Kabbalion it's 58 pages. You can literally sit down and read it in a night if you wanted to. I would highly recommend if you're going to start with that one, just read until you're not absorbing like a child at a birthday party. Okay, as soon as it starts, that's when you need to stop and meditate because you've went over a lot of stuff that wasn't immediately evident to the physical aspect, but the spirit heard loud and clear. Because remember, these are thought has this, or thought, whatever. Doesn't I just say thought because that's what it is to me.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll say it very clearly. that a lot of, especially Atlantean writing, it was designed to speak directly, whether you understood it, but it was designed to speak directly to soul, because you are all languages. That's the irony, and what's happened is we have been divided and conquered in that, especially with the phonics. We're discovering that there is that one proto-language, and the more you see it, the more sick you get. I forget who put it in the room, the green room, or I think the lighthouse, was talking about this very concept. Let me just go back to it. Where was it?
Hey, Kate, later on in the show, if you could read that again, I don't know, or if you just want us, because I really liked what is that, chapter 3?
That's the third chapter, yeah.
Third chapter.
Are you on Facebook, Richie?
No, I haven't been on. I had one.
Oh, okay.
Well, I still got it. I haven't been on it for
I just
5
posted
months.
it. Yeah.
I don't even get on there. This stuff is just, everybody deletes me as friends, so nobody wants any request. They don't like the stuff I have to put up there, so it's like,
those emerald tablets are supposedly made or chiseled or written on some tablets that are like indestructible by any force of nature.
Yeah, they're stable atomics.
Stable atomics.
Yeah,
really?
They're completely indestructible.
They found them, I think, in the Great Pyramid of Giza.
Yeah, the Great Pyramid. Yeah, they were in the lower chamber underneath the pyramid.
They were found not too long ago, right, Kate?
Yeah, it was 1920s,
I believe.
Yeah, 1925.
And didn't they say? I heard someone, because I went to a site and they were reading it, and he was taking it the wrong way. But anyways, and he said that there was how many of them? Probably 13, I'm guessing, but I don't know. But they haven't read the last one or something. Is that? I remember that.
Yeah, I heard that too.
They haven't read the last.
It can't be disclosed to humanity because we're not prepared for it, which gets back to what I was going to mention earlier, is that when you read or when you read through some of this stuff, it launches you into a reconstruction of your entire thought pattern. Like, you have to reconstruct your brain from all this programming. I mean, from raise your hand to go to the bathroom. I mean, you're bringing some major points here. I mean, no wonder as a child I didn't speak. I was the kid that was just, I could take an electronic piece of equipment apart and just rebuild it right there. But I never spoke because even from my family, talking all the blah, 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 it's like controlling, ego, crazy stuff. And then plus outdoors, what you see, I was an analyzer, You just, analyze and interpret things, and then I guess I had my own little world, and look where I am now. Very, very fortunate. We're all very fortunate to be at this table and to be at this point in our lives. Richie, where are you up there in Boston, right?
Yeah, I think I heard. Where are you, Jet? Where are you from?
Yeah, I'm from Long Island over here, so we're, a boat ride away.
New Hampshire. You got the dialect going on there.
Yeah, you do too. You have the Boston, Rhode Island.
all good.
Yep, that's all good.
It's all good.
So,
man.
What were we talking about?
You know what I was thinking, Kate, the power that you coming. I just wanted to say real quick too, because we know, we're recognizing, we're observing, we're hearing, we're experiencing. It's downloading, right? It's like you said, because Darren and you smash it up all the time, Kate. But Darren, I can hear the people because I went back and was listening to the things he was saying, and I didn't have, like I say, it seems the second time around my supersonic ears kick into gear, right? And
again,
I'm hearing the stuff
repetition. Letting things resonate.
Like right now, we're talking like the stuff that I'll hear it. I hear it, but I'm not able to interpret it the second time around. I catch some of the things, but and what I know is that last tablet. I'm going to look into that. But we're the ones. See, that's why we keep saying, and I know it. And it said, that's what I remember too in the Emerald Tablet. He said that the people of thoughts fold. that they, the light beings, are the teachers of Earth. You see, or the unteachers, the bringers of wisdom you were talking about, knowledge. And this is what's, is rising up within our consciousness. So I know we're the ones who are going to be responsible for the release of that last tablet. And that's just a knowingness,
Well, again, that's just the whole thing about awakening, right?
Yeah.
So
bam.
Again,
seems very Masonic, like.
Oh yeah, exactly. Well, again, the Kabbalion was released.
Am I on? That's the
oh yeah,
the Kabbalion.
Yeah, the Kabbalion was actually released. The copy I got came out of the Chicago Masonic. I believe it was 1903.
Masonic.
Anyway, before it got corrupted. You see, the Masonic were the original ancient Hermes Trismegistus schools. These were the schools of the ancient arts, and they've all been corrupted. They've all been infiltrated. Yes. You see, as long as the ego can be controlled and greed can be had, the Masonic to me was nothing more than a fucking businessman club to see who could climb up somebody else's back. That's why the chiefs of police in Guelph, or anywhere for that matter, must be Masons. Anyone that's got any position of power, they have to be connected to the Masons. That's so that they can maintain the corruption of the school. And that's exactly what's happened. And this has been a long and slow infiltration of this Hermetic teaching. So I simply look at things for what they are, and of course, the minute you start putting all of these, and I've done this, I've compared both sides of this over the last number of years. When you start equating a polarized position of the Illuminati is evil, the Illuminati is good, and then you're missing the point. You're polarized in your pendulum. That's one of the 7 laws. Your pendulum swinging from one side to the other, and you just smashing your realities left and right, literally. Okay, so you gotta look at things from an observer position. You gotta get out of this polarized. They're evil, they're good. They're good, they're evil. That bullshit. You got to get out of that. Otherwise, you're going to be getting. That's the dog, or the tail wagging the dog, right? Now, I just wanted to share something here, too, because I like to keep things real for people. A little something that Larry shared in the room. Larry, I love when you send emails and posts, because you're out there doing it. You're just out there doing it. And I got the opportunity to meet you a while back, and thank you again for the help that you gave. And it has been flowing freely to others as well, as I like to call it, poisoning people with truth, So thank you for that. You've made a major impact. I'm just a conduit. But anyway, here's what Larry shared. Went for a coffee at local shop up here. They're the Tim Hortons, right? And a detective waved at me in that crowded building. The 2 detectives went to my house to ask me questions about me handing out Kate's paperwork in the hospital regarding the birth registry fraud, as the hospital did not take a liking to that. I was destroying their business venture. He wanted to know more, and I said, well, you're a detective. It should be easier for you to figure this one out better than me. I said we could use more peace officers instead of police officers, and I said, you got a minute? Sure. So I handed him info out of my car about police officers from Kate's writings, would keep a file full of different ones in my wheels. I handed it to him, and he shook my hand and left. This was last October, and he still remembered me. He was sitting with 2 other detectives. I must have had 13 officers in my face in 2013. So far, it's been slow, and I like to keep it that way. Do you not want to be famous, eh? Cheers. And it's all good. And this is a constant, ongoing victory story from Larry. And this is a guy that has stood in the face. I mean, the cops have come to his work. You should come on sometime, Larry, and just tell your stories.
Yeah.
You got lots of them, and they're all victories, every single one. That's because he knows.
Smashing Larry. Hats off to Larry, everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, he's taking the Curly and Mo and smashing their heads together. Well done, Larry.
And educating them at the same time.
Well, that's the game, right? And
it's an implant as soon as they take it. It's a contract.
And now what do you got? You got these guys. These guys are waving at him. That's the shit I'm talking about.
That's the story. That's what you're writing.
That's the story, indeed. That's exactly the point. And that's all we got to do is turn these guys around, and eventually we're going to find one good cop that's going to call them all out. Until then, I'm not seeing any.
They follow the leader. Once the paradigm shift changes, which it's coming very soon, they all see, and they just they're going to follow. I actually came across this site over here. I just looked up the Kabbalion laws. There's 7 of them here. Would you like me to read them out? For anyone who's not familiar with them?
I don't want to belabor this too much tonight, but yes, absolutely.
That's fine. We got the 7 Hermetic principles, upon which the entire Hermetic philosophy is based, are as follows: the principle of mentalism, 1. 2 is the principle of correspondence. 3, the principle of vibration. 4, the principle of polarity. 5, the principle of rhythm. 6, the principle of cause and effect. And 7, the principle of gender. I mean, those can go in so many different directions. You really have to just look within to understand and continuously interpret and redefine what they're saying.
Thank you.
Yeah, they're all awesome. They're all very basic truths. This is the thing. As you were going through them, the law of mentalism, that is that all is mind.
Right.
All is one consciousness, right? Second one,
correspondence.
Yeah,
as above, so below.
As above, so below, as within, so without. Then you go to the law of, what was it, vibration? Everything vibrates.
Sure. First came the word. First came the word.
Yeah, right? And then there's the emerald tablets that aren't doing a whole lot of vibrating, you see. That's why they're impervious to anything. Then you have the law of polarity, was it, next? 4th?
Polarity's 4th, yes.
4th, yeah. Polarity, in that everything has equal and opposite poles. And this is the polarized that I'm talking about. And when you finally get your north and south poles and your magnet balance, you find the center point within. That's your star within, the sun within you. Then you have the law of rhythm. There is a set rhythm to everything. That is the state of what a vibration is. Whatever a frequency is, there's a rhythm attached to it. And the last one,
the waves of the ocean, yes, like the waves of the ocean. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everything is in a rhythm with itself. That's the rhythm of the universe. And then the law of gender is simply that we are all both masculine and feminine. I kind of came born ready to deliver that one.
The law, right. It makes it easier if you have you're in touch with your feminine side. I find, because then you really are you come full circle with all of your energies, because the law of polarity applies to every one of those other laws, including gender, which is you're going to have positive and negative flow through of feminine and masculine. I'm finding, and I'm discovering those now, and continuously, looking within to just basically interpret and understand and develop those powers, from and it's amazing what an adventure, it's cosmic, is what it is. It's cosmic.
That's why they're called the cosmic laws. The cause, me, see, which is cause, magnetic, electric, unconditional love. And it's a law of truth. I mean, it goes right back to, where was it? Did I move it? I thought I had it. There it is. Repeat thou not extravagant speech, neither listen thou to it. That's literal shit, by the way, guys. That's why I don't tolerate it. For it is the utterance of one, not in equilibrium. It is a one-sided. Now, what you were saying, Jed, there with regards to being in touch with your feminine side, inversely and equally, women be in touch with the masculine side. And it's as simple as this. The explanation of it is so simple, there is no penis or pussy involved. It's as simple as this. Feminine is the creation void concept. Masculine is the intent to create within that feminine void concept. If you have ever intended to do something, that's your masculine. If you have ever created anything, that's your feminine. And I bet you that you don't worry about whether you have a penis or a vagina when you're building a model,
I agree.
or when you're painting a picture, or when you're writing a song. But both are in full force and effect at that same time. That's where the equilibrium comes, and that's where you find it in the arts. This is one of the reasons why I guess I'm aptly suited to speak on this. You're both, and there is no getting in touch with one side or the other. You are both. It's merely an acceptance of that seventh law, the law of gender. Once you accept that law, from a non-physical standpoint, watch. Because all of 7 of those laws intertwine like a beautiful tapestry. And not one, and there's 7 laws underneath each one of those, and 7 per each one of those as well. So there's your 777, your 21. Okay? It's 7 main cosmic, then there are sub ones under each one of those, 7 each, and then under each of those 7 there's 7 more. That's why the Kabbalion is a beautiful snapshot of the overall, and once you have started applying the concepts within them after seeing what they are, you start figuring out the sub-laws before you've even read them, because they're self-evident. Truth always is. That's the joy of the Kabbalion, and then going deeper into the actual Emerald Tablets themselves and getting really deep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Did you say the law of gender was number 7?
7, yes.
Yes.
Interesting.
When I showed a friend or talked about a friend or introduced him to the Emerald Tablets, he says he was going to get a tattoo. He's a Iraq vet, and Bob, I'm on the phone. Bob, let me mute it a second. I'll be right back.
No problem. Well, let's get.
Thank you for that exchange. Holy doodly doo.
Oh, good. Yeah, we got. Just let everybody know, I've got all the mics open, and we got Paul's in here. Hello, Paul, you there?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, there you are.
What's happening,
Hi,
Kate?
Paul.
What's happening, Colleen?
I'm good.
It's good, man. You were good the other night, freaking at people.
What's that?
I'm saying you were good the other night, shouting at people.
I can't.
Sorry, I'll try and speak as perfect English as I can. It's kind of
my Irish temper.
do your best California American accent.
My best. I'll go for it. My best American would probably be, "Hi guys, I'm American from New York. New York City."
Not bad. You sound almost Canadian there. That was pretty good. Well done. Yeah. So, where was I?
I was just thinking, Kate. You were saying you got what was the cards you drew today again?
Well, it was a full spread, but the number 1 and number 10 cards are the Hanged Man, which is 12. And 13, which is death.
That would have been the Hebrew mem, and death would have been the Hebrew noon. But also it represents other shit to do with the Sephiri at 0. So death would be Scorpio, and the Hanged Man would also represent winter. It would also represent the Virgin Mary as well, and cold state winter. So that's basically what in a Hebrew text through their magical, whatever you want to call it, Fergie, as it's called in the Cornelius Agrippa calls it Fergie magic. Do you know what I mean? That's what they're using today with the calendars and the tarot cards, etc. Do you know what I'm saying? As basically, when you start looking at this, as I said, what goes back to magic? What goes back to magic? And it's one of the, I think it was one of the American lads said earlier there.
Someone's got a shit pile of wind. Hang on, Paul. Someone's got a shit pile of wind on their mic, so please mute the fuck out. All right? Seriously, guys, this drives me nuts. And if you
hey,
can't
that's me.
do
I'm
it on
sorry.
your end,
the wind just, I'm outside and the wind just picked up.
I realize that.
I almost got blown over.
Okay, I get that. Okay, guys, because seriously, it physically hurts my ears with these headphones, and if it continues, I am just going to end the show, and we'll pick it up on the next one. That's how grating it is on my universe now. So please just and that's not just you, Richie. I had to talk about it on today again and on every show. I have to, and I don't know why. I don't know why I have to keep saying this. So please, guys, please.
Yeah,
I want to hear what Paul has to say. I want to hear what everyone has to say. Yeah.
That's got to go, but
all of it. All of it. I'm not
going
to pick on anyone or anything. I don't need egos defending. All I need is the simple 2-letter answer. Okay. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, Mama just spoke. Birds out of the nest. Start flying. Paul, continue, please.
Yeah, to be honest, I can't mind where I was there, but the lad from New York was speaking about the word in the beginning was the word. You know, I mean, you start to look at Hebrew magic, which is usually speaking about Hermetic magic there, through Trismegistus, through Thoth. Do you know what I'm saying? And Thoth, Trismegistus, Zoroaster, they're all kind of the same. A lot of people look at them in the same philosophical way. Do you know what I mean? These could be the same three people. Do you know what I'm saying? And then you start to look into history of all, and it's sometimes, as you say, Kate, it's meat sticky. Do you know what I mean? It's like you get bogged down. Even the Masons and that, they tell you that you're in Dungeons and Dragons when you're investigating their shit. They deliberately put you in Dungeons and Dragons because they don't want you knowing their shit. That they're doing exactly what Kabbalist magicians are doing. It's all coming back to using sigils. But as I was saying today, I looked at a few of these like modern day Hebrew text sigils. Like you were speaking earlier, Kate, about the Atlantean. People go on Google, as you were saying, Google is your friend. Do you know what I'm saying? Go on to Google and Google Atlantean scripts. Just Google it and then go to images. You will get images of what people would say, basically, old runes or sigils. Do you know what I'm saying? And for them, try and start to look at Hebrew and try and bring it in through the Greek and into the Latin, and then get it into English so it's easier translated for people. Kate's doing like a lot of her stuff, like say showing the magic of words, and as the Jews, or what as they call it, their magic, Jewish magic, Hebrew magic. People say Jews. I hear the word Jews, I think not so much these people who are in Israel now. Do you know what I'm saying? They are one of the tribes, but as a multitude of people, we are the Jews. We are God's people. Do you know what I'm saying?
Again, Paul, you're absolutely right. Let me just really drill that home. Being a Jew is not an ethnicity or a religion. It is a state of being, just like Jesus or the Christ is a state of consciousness. Jew or je is what it is. And this is part of the corruption of it being taken from everyone. You see, when you talk about the Jew as the chosen one, yes, it's the state of mind that one achieves, not the fact that you're part of some religious cult or that you're claiming it as some form of an ethnicity. That is sheer and utter bullshit.
Exactly. Look at all the cults, Kate. Look at the free faiths. Every one of them, with a cross you can make a cube. In Islam, the Kaaba, they worship Allah, right? Phonetically, Allah means all. So back in the day, you look at what happened with Muhammad. Because I've got friends who are Muslims and in Scotland who are really open to some stuff. One of my friends, Saf, you know what I'm saying, he's a good lad, he's Pakistani, do you know what I mean? And he's told me a lot about Islam and that. And you look at that, Allah, Kabbalah, they're walking around a cube. They've got a certain, I can't actually remember the name of it, but they've got like, they say it's a rock for some piece of space somebody was speaking about earlier as well, to do with the tablets. Right on one of the corner stones in Mecca, actually in the Kaaba. People walk around that every day, and they don't realise this is coming from Saturn. This is actually, when you look at the North Pole of Saturn, it's going anti-clockwise and there's a perfect square. And you look at that, how did we know that, Kate? How did we know that? Or do these people know this? Do you know what I mean?
It's in the sound of the word too.
To be stupid.
Ka be all ah. There it is. Ka, spirit personified. B, 13, Christ consciousness, Ophiuchus, Hercules, whatever you want to call it. all. There's that kind of sums it up. And A-H. There's your aha. Kabbalah.
Exactly. Us, and then you look at the Jewish, and us stems for Abraham. You go and look at the Indian faith. Do you know what I'm saying? Or the Brahmic faith. Brahmic. It's taught in certain Jewish scripts. I've sat and read Rixie, mind-numbing shite, just to find little wee pearls, and you go, oh, that's beautiful. Do you know what I mean? And you've sat through all this stuff, Kate, and I've looked at a lot of, like, say, the Jewish stuff, you know, and it all goes back to Abraham. And Abraham wasn't like a lot of people think. Abraham was a magician. This is magic, pure and simple magic. When you look at the Hermetic teachings, as Santo Bonazzi talked about and explained quite a bit, a lot of that's coming from a polarized, I was saying last night, a polarized view. That's Christian. Ludovico Bruno, all these kinds of people were Christians, but when you look at this lad Lazzarelli, he understood it. He says, look, this is magic. This is what to do with magic, and that's how you got people like Cornelius Agrippa back in the day writing pure theurgy, pure magic books. Occult means hidden, and people want to kill them for it. Do you know what I mean? Because of the Catholic Church. But you need to look at that. That's Catholic Church got a lot of occult in it, especially to do with the Jesuits. Do you know what I'm saying? But going back, it all goes back. Abraham, who was Abraham? A magician, making squares. Do you know what I'm saying? The Jews say this is a strange one. And a lot of the Talmud, when you read it, it's dark. A lot of the Talmud's dark. Do you know what I'm saying? And it says, circumcise the tongue and the foreskin as a membrane. Do you know what I mean? Foreskin. Right? And that's how the Jews basically circumcised the foreskin, because he says that was a better way for praying. Because what he actually did, it was a sadhu type pray. He would actually stand. It's kind of meditative with his head between his legs. Do you know what I'm saying? That's how Abraham done his praying. Pure magical. You go into a meditative state, the blood rushing in your head, no rushing in your head. Do you know what I mean? And when you look into that, cubical spaces, Christian cross, cubical spaces, you start to look into books like the Sefer Yetzirah. And if a lot of you out there, look at it with an open mind, but also sometimes you need to look at things with skeptical as well, because I'm not Jewish. I'm not pushing Jewish faith. I'm not a Zionist. I'm not for anybody's faith. I'm for me and my family and people like yourselves. So we get the fuck out of here. Do you know what I mean? Because there's too many crazy people doing their magic.
Right.
Creating golems. The easiest.
Look at the word golem. I'll suggest that.
Yeah, the easiest way to look at things is like this. Everything you were ever taught and led to believe throughout the entirety of your life was nothing more than a bunch of horse shit. Remove it, throw it in the garbage, and look again.
Yeah, Kate, look at St. Peter.
That's it.
Look at St. Peter. Like St. Peter, everybody goes to the Catholic Church, St. Peter, 2 keys. You look at St. Peter, and actually, it's nothing to do with the St. Peter who was Jesus' friend. I'll do that with me. Do you know what I'm saying? Commas and all that, carry on stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? That's for the sea gullibles. But when you look at it, do you know what I'm saying? When you look at it, that's this guy Simon Magus. Who's Magus? He was Jesus' friend. He was also sat with Jesus and was taught with John the Baptist. I mean, start to look at the Masonic stuff. There's a lot they call it John the Baptist. And all that carry on. Do you know what I mean?
It's easy to spot. Here, look at the word gullible.
It's easy.
Well, here,
if she's good to you'll find.
To keep it simple, right? Gull means, from gull it means will swallow anything. And able, of course, is the right hemisphere. Cast your nets to the right. And if you'll swallow anything and you'll throw that to the right for creation, that's your creative field, right? You don't create anything in the left. You only analyze it in the left. It's all creation comes from the right. Abel has the roses, the spirit breaths of creation. And if you are gullible, what are you doing? Well, then you're going to create whatever somebody is telling you they want you to create by planting the wrong thought in your mind. And the warning is very clear.
Imprinting. That's it, Kate, imprinting. People are imprinting every day.
I get tired dealing with it. left brain imprint. Look how clever I am. Look how smart I am. Look how stupid you are.
Yeah, it's like, see, you were speaking earlier. You were sorry to interrupt, Kate, but when you were speaking earlier and you were speaking about polarized, it made me think of the Tao. I mean, everybody knows the yin and the yang. You know that symbol? Everybody, it's a world symbol. Well, it's got it's one wee circle on one bit and one wee circle on the other bit. So that's telling you there's a straight path. That wee line's the snake, kind of like the serpent. That's a straight path, right? And then you've got the yin and the yang, right? That's telling you, don't get polarized. Don't get polarized in the right. Because if you get polarized in the right, you become black. And it's also saying, don't get polarized in the black. Do you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes in the black, you'll find a wee bit too much light. And you look at some of this today with the Kabbalah, you know, they say you need to watch because they call it Ro. Ro, like you say, Kate. Ro, spell it backwards. Or. Or in Hebrew means light. They call it Or Har Genuz, hidden light, primordial light. The light nobody can see. That's the whole Masonic shit about that's how I love breaking down their shit, Kate. Looking at the Masonic stuff. I've been kicked out of their pubs and everything in Scotland. I'm telling me, basically, jog on, mate, or we're going to basically jump on your head. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, here, it's not my fault. You guys are up to dodgy magic, mate. Don't hit me with your shit, you know what I mean? But hey, do you know what I mean?
Their time is
up. As I said last night, Kate, loose lips sink ships. Loose lips sink ships, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm telling you right now, what's ramping up more than anything is the absolute fear of those that have corrupted this truth, and they know the clock is over. The clock has run out, and their game is up. And if you know anything about the Kabbalion and what these individuals that have corrupted the truth have to face, they've got a long climb back. Like, that's why I talk about, imagine being a fully conscious and self-aware of all that you know right now in the body form of a slug.
Definitely. When you look at the word Kabbalion, that goes back to, start to look at references, people. If you want to really look at this stuff, go and Google it. It's your best. It's your best, as we would say, mucker. That's your best mucker. Go on to Google. Google up, see what it's saying. Do you know what I mean? Look at the Kabbalion. Kabili. That's an old goddess. Look at that's where the word Kabbalah comes from. Kabili. Do you know what I'm saying? Apart from that, it's like Shekinah, the divine goddess. She sits on two lions. Kind of like a seat with two lions next to her. The lion reference once again, Kate. You know this, how this shit goes. Do you know what I mean? All through the ages, look for the divine feminine, which has been massacred. Do you know what I'm saying? People say, no, we can't hear that. We can't hear this feminine. Do you know what I mean? Because we are feminine, like you were saying earlier. Why does man have nipples? Because we're female when we're first born. Do you know what I mean? When we're babies. Only in later stages we develop, like, say, what's down below. That's how everybody got nipples. I got that when I was like fucking 14, you know what I mean? Like simple logic. But
exactly. That's one of the reasons. This is one of the reasons why I completely steer everyone away from the physical illusion, bodies, meat sticks, whatever the hell you want to call them, because nothing makes one more separate from all consciousness than being in one form or the other when you're absolutely both anyway.
Yeah, caught as one of the poles, either right or left, Kate. If you get polarized in either right or left, you're fucked. You need to keep to the middle path. Do you know what I'm saying?
What a perfect trap to put one pure energy of one kind into a body form of another. And boy, that creates a hell of a war. That one I lived personally, and I know many that have. So as soon as you understand the nature of equilibrium and the balancing out of those, that you are both, things get a whole lot saner, they get a whole lot calmer, and you see a whole lot more. And there was a little post here I wanted to quickly share, because this is critical. I love when people actually know this and get it. This came in from Colin. Best thing to just zone out and listen to them. By the way, there are sites on the internet, again, Google's your friend, that actually reads out the Emerald Tablets of Thought if you want to just sit back and listen to them. Me, I'm a show and tell type. I like to read and say it, or read and listen to it at the same time, because you get an entirely different phonetic understanding of it. But zone out and listen to them being read. They say one reading will make you realize, but it takes many times to understand the true meaning. And that's absolutely true. And the advice that Thought himself gives is read these things at least 100 times. Because in every time you read it, you're passing through it with new eyes. And it could be one day to the next, it could be a week, or whatever the case may be. But every time you read the same, it's like a movie that you watched 10 years ago. The movie didn't change when you watched it again. You did. And you're seeing a lot more new things in it than you ever saw before. I guarantee everyone sitting at this table cannot look at a movie they saw 10 years ago and see it with the same eyes and not see more in it now than they ever did before. And then have a look back at the contrast of that experience of what your mind was like when you were watching it the first time. And yes, you probably had a good level of awakening and awareness, but check it out now. And you're going to see how many degrees of separation, how many literal DNA strands that you have repaired, your aha moments from then to now. And that applies every moment of now. Everything is in a constant state of flux. That's the law of vibration. It's all the laws, actually, but that one really, you're vibrating at a different frequency, so as a net result, that same frequency you're going to match with anything you see in the now. And that's, for me, how I walk my path. I stay in that moment, for lack of a better word, religiously, So if anyone's wondering where this stuff comes from, it's because I walk it, and I stay in that walk, and I will not yield from it, because there's too much at stake. I think there was a comment made, I was listening to something today, someone had mentioned that a lot of reports of, and I really don't like bringing this into it, but just because of what it does on the drama side, but a lot more talk of Pleiadians and light beings and whatever. And isn't it funny? I love listening to people when they hit the fear porn part. When the Pleiadians start showing up and the light beings start showing up, Earth's in for a shit pile of trouble. No, Earth's not. Those that fucked it up are.
Right.
So what's your worry? Stand in your truth, and again, you will be the eye of every hurricane that's going on around you. You will be that stable point of reference. You will be that lighthouse that people will gravitate to, the ones that actually matter, and the ones that aren't corrupted. The rest, well, they get to be part of the dump that has their personal trailer park messed up in it. Not what I choose.
I wanted to read two things. I was thinking about, they talk about Nibiru or Nubaru or Nubari. I think they pronounce it too with an R-I or a but
however you want to pronounce it.
Yeah, Newbury. I was born in Newburyport, right? The hospital so I'm pronouncing it Nubu, right? B-U-R-Y, right? Nubaru. I'm friggin' Nubaru. How's that? So they're looking at what are they going to do with that one, right? So
well, Nibiru is the concept of bringing yourself into balance. And when you bring yourself into balance, you have your own personal Nibiru strike your heart. The allegory that's playing out, the physical one that people talk about, is the shit that I'm talking about that will not affect anybody, that has nothing to worry about. Right. And that's it, is getting that dawning. Everything exists within this within, right? That's the thing, is you keep saying, so within, so without, so above, so below. There's nothing that is in anyone that is outside of anything else. It's right. It's this traveling.
You're the everlasting tree. You are the everlasting tree. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, everything's with it. So that's what we're talking about, right? That listening to you, with the DNA reawakening, reactivating, and it takes. And this is a thing I just want to say real quick, is from Jesus. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but I got it written on my wall on a piece of paper, and I look at it every so often. It's the Epistis of Sophia, a statement that Jesus had made, and he says, "Do not cease seeking day or night, and do not let yourself relax until you have found all the mysteries of the kingdom of light, which will purify you and make you into pure light and lead you into the kingdom of light." I mean, those statements from these different points of me, us, I mean, right? It's just, You know.
Well, the only thing, Richie, the only thing that slows anybody down is staying in the literal. That's the only thing that I see slowing anyone or anything down, is being caught in the Babylonian games still. This is why, for me, it was imperative to separate myself from anything and all things regarding the whore of Babylon, the Babylonian systems here that is run by the pedophiles and the corrupted ones that are going down. So, get out of her, my children, get out of Babylon. And that's really what literal is. It's just Babylon and Babylon and Babylon.
Right.
And
polarized.
It's not even polarized. It's just nonsensical. It's sitting around listening to a bunch of kids, all day, and it's like, fuck that. I haven't got time for it. Definitely, right? So again, those are very profound and very powerful words. And it's not that I'm in a hurry. This is what it is to be driven, because you know what's at stake. And if people had a notion of, and this is not putting fear out there, this is putting the most beautiful bliss out there. Now, if fear motivates you, then fine, that's you overcoming it, so that's the positive. But you've got to lose the fear to seek the bliss. And most people can't even get past, I got to carry a license, I got to do this, and then, well, fine, do your thing, and, Groundhog Day. That don't scare you. What will? That's motivating. That to me is like, you've got the tools here, guys. This is the whole point of this table. We have the tools to do this. The toolbox is sitting right in front of you. All you got to do is reach in and grab them. But you got to make your stand, because no one else can stand for you. You got to be the one to do it. And I've wearied for the last 2 years up until this point of having so many people expecting me to do their standing for them. I guess it wasn't enough that I put together, the experience that I went through, and then put together all the writings and spend the time to explain it to people, and stay the course, beaten down to the fucking ground, and then getting up, and then people are still leaning on me and expecting me to not only write all the paperwork but put it all together for them and then send it out, and they're expecting a fucking result from it. That's not how this works. That's what you go to church. There's a savior. Don't worry. They'll tell you there's a savior. That's what you need, and you'll buy into it, and you'll fall like the rest of them, and that's okay. That's what you want, because this is the whole thing that I get at with. Do not look to me or anyone as a personal savior to stand behind. That's all I see there is a cowardly piece of shit. We stand shoulder to shoulder in this one.
Definitely, definitely. Jesus says basically, I'm a shepherd, man, right? I'm a shepherd. So look at this allegorically. He says, I'm a shepherd, so you must be sheep. And what did he say? He's stop being sheep and following fucking shepherds. Simple. He did, you know what I'm saying? Mount Olives and that. He says to people, you need to chill being sheep and following shepherds. You're God. You're the same as me. You are the Metatron, the Messiah, whatever you want to call it. You're me. Do you know what I'm saying? It's all in you. It's all in you. Do you know what I'm saying? To become whatever people want to call it. If there's Jewish people out there, that's who I want to call in. I want people out there who are studying Kabbalah, come in, Hebrews. People who are saying, yeah, I'm sick of what's going on in Israel in the world. I want to, do you know what I'm saying? Not just to do with the law. Come in and say, yeah, I'm sick of what's going on to do with laws and United Nations and Israel and all this carry on. And say, look, this is what it really is. We need to chill. This is all magic. This needs to come to an end eventually. Do you know what I'm saying? It can't keep on going on. If it keeps on going on, what's going to happen is these magicians are going to kill us all. So we need, do you know what I'm saying? Start to learn, educate other people, as Kate's saying, point people in the right direction. People didn't listen. Well, it's no meant to. It's like Kate says, wait till next time. It's like runs on a ladder, as the Masons would call it. Some people are just up higher on that ladder, maybe for more life or whatever. When you start to look at Hinduism or Buddhism, do you know what I'm saying? That's all that is. It's where you are spiritually. Wake up and say to yourself, this is right, that's not right. Look what happened here, people starving and that. Didn't listen to Alex Jones and all this. You feel there's people everywhere. All these companies and that have got bad. People are just doing this to feed family because it's like, this is the system's got them. It's got them trapped. Be stupid, watch American Pop Idol. Do you know what I'm saying? and just eat fast food or whatever, watch your porn and go to your work, do as you're told. You know what I'm saying? Send your babies to school and we'll educate them so they'll basically do as they're told. Do you know what I mean?
Well, again, that's the whole problem. You got to get out of.
See,
guys,
fuck this. I'm sick of using your and whatever you want to call it. Because I've looked at a lot of American stuff. Like before I got it online, I'm only recently getting online because I was kind of biting into it. But I would just go on YouTube or stuff for a long time now. Do you know? And watch certain stuff, Bill Cooper, etc. I liked Bill. Do you know what I mean? And listening to stuff, didn't always agree with a lot of people. Do you know what I'm saying? But I was entertained. Didn't always accept what I say, what Kate says, what anybody says. Entertain. What resonates. As I think it was Socrates says, a mark of an educated mind entertains a thought without accepting it. Entertain it. If it doesn't resonate with you, well, fuck it. Do you know what I mean? But what resonates with you? It resonates. You need to look into that. That's telling you. I need to look into this more, study this subject. Find out for myself. Know what Bill Donahue or anybody else is telling you. Find it for yourself. Read what books Bill Donahue's reading. You know what I'm saying?
We all say the same thing.
Hall. I love Manly P. Hall for ages. Since 2007, I listened to Rakes and Manly P. Hall stuff. Found it in a library, do you know what I'm saying, up the road, which I eventually got barred from because I kept on stealing their books. You know what I'm saying? Barred from a library. But other than that, it's like you start to read these people and they're telling you, read this person. But everybody wants somebody else to explain it for them. Oh, fuck it, I'll listen to Kate. Kate knows what she's talking about. Do you know what I'm saying? And bless you, Kate, because you do head. You know what you're talking about. Do you know what I mean? You try to hammer it home every night, and then you're getting people saying, yeah, but why? Why ask Kate? You know what I'm saying? If that's niggling you, you've asked yourself. Is it not good enough? You've asked yourself. And says, yeah, I'm going to fucking read that. Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, it comes back to... Hey, Paul, it comes back to what we were talking... No, it's okay. It comes back to what we were saying earlier today. But if someone wants to take the responsibility of asking me a question, I will take responsibility for answering it. And then you have to take the equal responsibility of at least... You don't have to, like you were saying, you don't have to fully accept the answer. But what you have to do is entertain it. And I'm not getting into debating issues with anybody. I'll tell you what I've learned from my travels, my experience, and if people need proof in the pudding, I've got lots of that shit too. So if you don't believe me, I don't give a fuck because I know. So entirely up to you. Just keep this in the back of your mind. You're all on a suicide mission right now.
Exactly.
And only you can survive it.
Sorry, Kate. I could tell you synchronicities as well with myself, but it's like, this shit you can't fucking make up if you want to start really looking into what the truth is. It ends up, it just falls in front of you. It's like, here I am. Do you know what I'm saying? Here I am, I'm here. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and like Larry, you'll get cops waving at you, a half a dozen months later because you handed them some truth and they took the time to read it and it shorted out some of the programs. So there's an individual that's actually going out, and I know Larry, he's probably, of anyone I know, has probably handed out the most of these little one-pagers and full documents. And I know he carries piles of printed stuff, and he puts it out anywhere he goes. I know this. The guy's a radical. Awesome. He's like fucking Jesus on steroids, man.
That's from me. God bless him.
And you know what? The thing is, when this magical, mystical world starts to open up, in people, this magical, mystical world starts to open up. It's
already opening up.
Oh, well, what I'm saying is, back, when I started to see things, I'm like, what the fuck?
It was never closed. The mind closed.
Well, what I'm saying is that there are those that are still in the land of the dead, and when you start to, the first time I saw, you see what I'm saying? The first time I saw just the letter W as being double U's, two U's glued together, that like blew the friggin' top off my mind, just that one little aspect, you know what I'm saying? We're so far beyond or moving, like there's others that have moved up into, going up Jacob's ladder here to the steps and moving into these different dimensions, if you want to say. But that's the thing, is there's still those that are still completely, like Kate says, stuck in the literal. when I saw the letter W, 2 U's, and it's got, 9 letters, double, DOUBLEYOU, just that little thing. And then once you activate that part of you, then it's, you know what I'm saying? It can be uneasy, because it was like I went from, and then you start seeing that mystical, magical, the game, and you can interpret it in ways as if, like everyone's against me, or something like that could kick in, or you jump into it as this is the mystical game here that's being played, something like that. I don't know if anyone is kind of following me. It was
I got you, Richie. Yeah, it is. It's a magical game, and that's all it is. What's hard for people to accept, never mind believe, is the everything that we ever thought as children that got beaten out of us through mentally beaten out of us, or sometimes physically, by the systems and all of the things around us, has made us non-believers in our own state of being. Darren, you were gonna jump in there.
Yeah, I'd like to just simply say, until just to appease Richie and his we and I and my and we and I and us, I would like to say, when I look at my brothers and sisters, I don't see them asleep. I don't see them dead. I do not see them any less than I may have to dumb myself down so I can communicate with them, talk about a Ford fucking pickup. I'll fucking do that every time. I've come to, like, a year and a half ago, I came to a point, I tell you, Richie, I would take 20 fucking rednecks over some guy who's going to fucking us and me, I. I
let me read
God,
this.
Dude.
Hey, Darren, let me share this one more time, Darren, and continue on. Be thou not proud, O man, in thy wisdom. Discourse with the ignorant as well as the wise. If one comes to thee full of knowledge, listen and heed, for wisdom is all. And I totally agree with you, Darren. The ones that I gel with the most and the most blatantly honest people are exactly the ones that you were speaking of. And how ironic is that? Because I will take anyone that, you see, I came up on the street, okay? I don't know, I have no description for me. My mama raised a snob, but out in the smoking area, I hung out with everybody. And I'll tell you, the ones that I could gel with the most were the ones that others would look down their noses at. I played gigs at places that others turned their noses up at, and I found the most beautiful people there. And this is what I was after. I wasn't after anything but that. To find the real people, the ones that aren't interested in picking my pocket for silver or picking my brain for their get out of their debt mortgage free card, nor am I worried about those that only see me as a means to make sure that they can milk me some more and then some more again. These are the ones that I shun. These are the ones that not only would pick my pocket but come back and ask for more. The ones that I care about the most are the ones that are simply taking care of their own lives and taking care of their own business and sharing beautiful stories regardless of what stature anyone would deem them to have, because that to me is just more of the caste system that I grew up in, was thrust into and thrown in the high end of the caste only to shun it for the bullshit that it is. So I'm right there with you, Darren, on that one. And again, be thou not proud, O man, in thy wisdom, because only a fool would trust someone based on some stature. Look what your fucking politicians and your cops and your judges and your lawyers and your kings and your queens and your popes and your clergy, look what they've done to you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Me, I'll sit around, I'll talk about a pickup truck any day of the week than talk to one of these fucking scum corrupted, going down the tube idiots that know what they're doing. This is where my intent comes from, because these individuals know what they're doing, and they are the corruptors of the truth that are taking those that are of the same kind, and I'm talking lawyers and judges and cops that aren't at this level of awareness, and they are killing them as a result. And they're all going down until they stand. Like I said, the first good cop is the one that comes out and blows a lid on it all and stands to post and starts standing up for his or her own life, their own family first. Because you know what? They've got hundreds of millions of people around this world that will be right behind them, right beside them. More importantly, we've been right in front of them the whole time. We're the ones taking the hits for the ones that are supposed to be doing that job. Just like Brian Larkin, know full well what the fuck is going on, that is still sitting with something rammed up his ass, putting a smile on his face, call it money or whatever it is. The same way that Karen Farbridge, the mayor of Guelph, is still sitting back on her big fat ass, sucking at the tits of the system. Just read all the information on the Guelph councillors and how much they've bilked the Guelph people for. Almost $1 million, and there's only 16 of them. For doing what? Parasites. Just a bunch of parasites sitting around looking pretty, following the system. And they're nothing but thieves to me. And they're the thieves on the left cross. The unrepentant, the ones that can do something that won't. I have washed my hands of them. Welcome, you are going down. You're going to see what it feels like to be a slug in fully aware consciousness. Climb back from that one. That's going to be a long walk, I assure you. And more importantly, you're going to have to endure the same things that all of us have had to endure from the likes of you. You get to be us. You get to ask the question, why are you doing this? We're trying to help. Why are you slaying me and my people for wanting to help you? You're going to ask the very same questions before you even get close to the halls of Amenti, before you even come to an understanding of what the halls of Amenti are. That's the game they're playing. And could I say I have pity on them? There was a time when I did. I have nothing but nothing now. It's like, it's not what I would do. And you've been warned. You've been told countless times. I'm telling you, if you got Kate a guy on your face, you got issues. And I've been in their faces. And I've been very diligent with putting it out there constantly. And you guys have all been through the mill too. You know, I suffered my slings and arrows, as have you. Mine are very well documented. So there's no questioning of it. There's no debating it. It's there. I made damn sure it was going to be there. No questions asked, because that's the experience that I wanted to share so that others didn't have to, if that was their choice. It's a really simple process. And it starts, there's only one place it starts and there's only one place it finishes. And that's you, within you. You make the choice. If you're not willing to stand for truth, then you're obviously not standing for truth, then are you? And if you're not standing for truth, that just makes a liar out of you. That is the end game, boys and girls. Stand in it, so relentless to the death, and watch your world change. Watch everything around you change. This thing's coming down hardcore. And I would not want to be the ones that are at the supposed top of that pyramid, because the pyramid is upside down here. They're at the point, and that mass of the whole body of the pyramid is going to come down on them and crush them. And it's already started. Watch what happens this month. You're going to see some serious shit coming down.
Yeah.
Exactly. Look at the allegory there, Kate, with you were saying about pyramids. Who keeps the capstone? Who keeps the capstone at the top? It's us. We keep the capstone at the top. Do you know what I'm saying? We keep it up there, propped up there, because they're up there on our backs. Do you know what I'm saying? That's how we make kings and queens. They're up there on our backs. It's like, look at it. That's a pyramid completely broke. Do you know what I'm saying? There's what, 7 point whatever billionaires, and there's what? How many? 150, 250 million, thousand people in the world, no, maybe a million people in the world, who've basically got the wealth, and we've all basically be slaves. I'm not talking anarchy, I'm talking about our socialism. It's just greedy. People being greedy. Do you know what I mean?
It's just slavery.
Greedy. Yeah, money, fucking people. You know, some money in my life has just been a curse. It's been a curse, really. It has been a curse. And people say, oh, it's great to leave the money and that. And it's great. It's great to go out and spend reeks of money and shite. designer clothes just so you can go into nightclubs and say, fucking look at me. I am the shizzle that I've got designer jeans and all that shit. That's the meat sticky world I live in. And it's like, eventually you get sick of it and people want something better, and it's like, you know what I mean? We need smart minds out there who are meat sticky, but who have got a wee bit of balance, if you know what I'm saying, Kate, who can jump between the left and the right, and not be polarised and say, well, look at that. Plato called him philosopher. That's what I think. You're a philosopher, Kate. A lot of people wouldn't like that word. Do you know what I'm saying? But when you look at what Plato and that say, and all these other great fucking philosophers, laddie-dads and all their shite, some of them make sense, you know what I mean? And they show stuff, but people, all of them people, yes, they didn't listen to them. Do you know what I'm saying? Nietzsche did make a bit of sense sometimes. Do you know what I'm saying? And people are polarised with certain things, and it's like, get away from this, especially with money. Money is a curse. I'm not saying go out and give all your money away. Do you know what I'm saying? But it's like those who are got money and are seeing people on the street and that. That's conscience. Do you know what I'm saying? How can you walk past that? Do you know what I'm saying? And I know it's meat sticky, but people need to realise they're keeping us. How are they doing all this? They're keeping us. Money is the root of all evil, it's the root of everything, it's the root of their great commercial empires. Do you know what I mean? The roads to the sea. Do you know what I'm saying? All commerce, sea, it's all sea. Do you know what I'm saying? These people have raised fortunes on us. Fortunes. We just sit back and let them do it. You know what I mean? Once in a time, the French Revolution, we did give them a slap. But then Napoleon came in, people then like a lot of people are saying, Russell Brand, yeah, he's a truther. Fuck Russell Brand. Russell Brand's to be some Rothschild or some one of these rich people who got the cash, right? He's talking to a revolution and rich people going on certain programs, right? And seeing this, that, and the other. But Russell Brand's got 17, 20 million pound in the bank, and he's talking about redistribution of wealth. Well, put it this way, I live in a bit of a rough area of Scotland, and I'll take some people who I know from my region to Russell Brand's house on this chaos he wants kicked off this revolution in Britain, and say, all right, Russ, us boys are here to redistribute your wealth. Do you know what I'm saying, brother? He would be like, do you know what I'm saying? Sorry, Colleen.
Paul's on fire. Go ahead, Colleen.
No, I was just going to say I love you, Paul. I'm just feeling like I want to bring the vibration back up.
Yeah,
thank
Colleen.
You.
That hawk that landed in front of you, that must have surprised you, huh?
The heart?
I meant to ask you about that. The hawk the other day, a couple days ago.
Oh, the hawk.
It was literally a couple feet away from you, huh?
Oh, yeah. I was sitting in a chair, and we have hawks here quite often, and for some reason, I was sitting there in the grass, and it came right down.
They don't do that often, do they?
Never in my lifetime.
Yeah, I don't think
I just hung up with Kate too.
Really?
Yeah, we had the vibration going, even though our phone kept going in and out. Maybe that's why.
Yeah, it's telling you something.
All that was said was needed to be said. Just to click on one word there, philosopher. Let's take the fa out and put the va in, the softer, more gentle sound, V versus the F sound. And, of course, flip out the L for the R, right, left to right. And you now have a respelled intent, so you get an understanding, a deeper understanding of this is what philosopher is to me. It's viro solver, right? Remember, take the R out, so it changes it. And what that is V, en vie, in life, right? Life. So what that translates into, and it makes more sense, the life of spirit breath, sowing or creating truth. And that's all a philosopher is. And the philosopher's stone is you. And again, the easy way to recycle that, of course, is the urine. We've talked about that countless times. And that just reinstills the proper healing within the body. It takes that body equation out where you don't need to worry about it, and you can focus on the true you. So effectively, what it's doing is it takes that aspect takes over worrying about the body, so you don't have to, and then you can start worrying about the true self. Not worrying, but focusing on the self and the getting in the deep, the getting in the dark, and getting quiet. I find it really ironic. After the show today, of course, I always feel drained after shows, so I was meditating for a little bit, and I was just getting into that walk between worlds, and I like to hang out there, half asleep, half awake kind of thing, and without fail, it never fails for some reason, my phone goes off. And I'm right in that zone. So I'm going to ask people, please do not call me right after show, especially in the afternoon, and definitely after the evening one, because it's late enough as it is. There are other times that you can contact me, because I wanted to bring that up today too. And while I'm at it, since we've only got about 18 minutes left here, 16 minutes actually, for those that want to jump in for any of the rollover. Not sure how far I'll go with it. I'm going on 4 hours on the air today. So anyway, the phone number is 661-467-2401, and of course you can Skype in BTR listener 022. Of course it had to be, and you just have to right-click that and hit call, or just hit the Skype button on the Blog Talk page, follow your nose, it'll bring you here. Once at the table, hit 1 to put your hand up, so I know that you want in the call. If you're going to put your hand up and I open the phone and there's other things going on in the background, I will close the phone and I will not reopen it for the rest of the show. That's how I'm flying these days, because I just... Like I said, I've said this too many times now, I'm not going to say it anymore. If you put your hand up and you can't have the courtesy to have quiet on your end, I will just shut it down, and that'll be it for the show. Okay, so if you're not content to simply be a part of it and want to be something else, that's fine. Don't put your hand up. Right? So if you're going to focus on the table, focus on the table. And if you're not, well then, keep your hand down. It's that simple. So that being said, great big thank you to Paul Giovanni and the crew at criticalmassradio.co.uk. Everybody, I'm looking forward. Actually, I passed word along to Paul today that I'd love to sit on a show or two with Rob Freeman and hopefully get him over to this table as well, and because he's discussing a lot of the same things that we are from this ethereal perspective, and it's time to get everybody more together on this. And had a great chat with Paul today as well. So and texting back and forth with Savan. He's rather busy. He's got his hands full. So I was texting a bit back and forth with him today. Again, don't forget, Mark Passio's coming to the table on April 23rd, which seems to be a pivotal day. Isn't that funny how that works? As the alignments are presenting themselves. So again, you got about 14 minutes here to call in. I'd love to have you guys. Randy, you're in the call, and 774. I'm not sure.
You got 905.
What's that?
Well, you have me, Michael from Richmond Hill.
Oh, there you are. There you are. Yeah, I've got everything opened.
Hi, Michael. Hey, Randy.
Hey, what do you know about this arrest warrant for the Queen from the International Common Law Court?
Oh, that's a load of horse shit. That involves Kevin Annette. I'm not fucking interested. Sorry, man. It's all a load of shit. Okay? Listen, I got to tell you something. The reason why people like Kevin Annette don't get picked up for treason is because they're not being treasonous. What they're doing is they're keeping the distraction alive. I've already uncovered that shill. Period. So I don't talk about the ITCCS whatsoever, because all it is a bunch of vengeance, fear porn, garbage. Fair?
Yeah, that's right. I just wanted to get your opinion on it. I consider you a quick filter.
Yeah, I'm a quick filter, all right. I squeezed the shit through the sieve real quick, and I've already squeezed that shit through coffee filters, babe. Yeah, so it's
you already saved me time. You already saved me time, so.
Yeah, it's all good, man. It's all good. Thank you. I love having that little bit of a rant on occasion, so thanks for bringing that in. You rock, Michael.
Hey, Kate. What's up?
Hey, who we got?
This is We Are Here. What's up, man?
Hey, there you are. We are here and we are there.
Hell yeah. We're everywhere.
You finally made it in. Good job. Exactly. It's about time, you know.
Yep, good to meet you, Aaron.
Where's Richie? Richie, you there?
Yeah, I just grabbed the phone. I had to do something. Yeah, who's that? Man?
This is We Are Here from Fall River.
Who?
I got ready for Fall River.
Oh, Fall River. It's not Fall River.
Yeah.
Fall River, yeah. Yeah, I've lived in Acton, Marlborough, Leominster, Fitchburg, Worcester, Berlin, Marlborough. Let me go on. Newburyport, so up and down the Cambridge. This is the big house here.
You know what's funny is that I'm sure a lot of you guys have dealt with religion at some point, especially you, Richie. I know you have. It's pretty crazy how going through religion kind of leads you to this point. It's crazy.
No, I never stole. Yeah, religion. Well, you know what I do with religion? Like with Kate, we break the words down. Is we're religioning, right? Religion, like religion. I look at it and I see, and this is probably like four or 5 years ago. I was looking at it. I'm like, it's legion. It's like legion to me. So I'm like, yeah, that's what's going on. We're religioning,
Yeah.
Not knowing that it's, I think with most of us that our journey is leading to this point where we're at right now here at this Last Supper.
Yeah. I mean, quite frankly, I never got really too involved, but I've always had an intuition that religion was just a load of crap, quite honestly. The book itself, I mean, there's a lot of astrology in the book, and people don't see that, and that's what it frustrates me, because I get it to an extent, but the people who are ingrained with this thought that Jesus is going to come back and save everybody, they don't understand. It frustrates me, but
what I do is that I look for the pearls, and I heard this statement, and it's resonating. Is I look for the pearls, and I find the pearls, and I look for the people who have found the pearls within the Bible, within the Quran and the Kabbalah and thought now, thought, all these mysterious, mystical things that have turned up and have been brought and presented, to us, the biggest thing that has brought this out is one's desire to seek, to seek, to ask, that intention, that's the sincerity and the purity of that, putting that out, literally alters time, changes in the structure, the construction of our consciousness. I guess you could say, right? The building.
Let's just make it real simple, guys. Make it real simple. Yeah. The book tells you what it is. It's a dual toroidal field. It has two creations within it. That's why it's called a Bible. Okay?
Right.
One of them is absolute truth, and one of them is absolute lie. Okay?
Yeah.
And what it's taught in the churches is absolute bullshit. They teach the literal nonsense fairy tale. What is hidden from people, and this is why, I can sound like I bash Christians and everybody all along. I do that just to get their goats, right? And I've got lots. But the truth of the matter is, these people are sheep being led to the slaughter, and it's the ones that are doing the shepherding of this form that I hold fully accountable, not those that they've duped. You see, because I was part of that too, as growing up in the Christian household, and of course being Northern Irish Protestant and all the nonsense that went around with that. So that part of my life was, it wasn't hammered into me, but we had to go to Sunday school, and we had to do this, that, and the other. And of course we all have our journeys that we take in terms of how do we get here, we had to be there to get here to see that contrast. So I always take the victory out of it. But remember this, it's those that are taking these truths and corrupting them, those are my targets.
Yeah.
It is the ones that know better that know full well what's going on, and if they were ignorant and have been told and are still unwilling to look at the harm they are creating, that's what makes them fully responsible for their own doom, for their own destruction. And me, I'm like I said, I drive a steamroller and a bulldozer to push them lemmings off the cliff because, quite frankly, one child that gets hurt is one too many. And I am intolerant of it.
Kate, I have a question. I was thinking today, I was doing a little research about like DNA, how to kind of recode and reactivate your DNA. And is it true that that do re mi fa sol la thing kind of kicks in your DNA recoding? Is there any truth to that?
Well, everything does. I would highly recommend that. Here, I have to write it out. So let me revamp the do re mi scale, okay? Because it's more like this: do, la, mi, fa, so, re, ti. Okay. So it's not do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. It's do, la, mi, fa, sol, re, ti. And it translates into do the law of the magnetic electric through the heart sown into the light of the law of truth of consciousness. Makes a lot more sense. So yes, the only way you can recode the DNA to get your ethereal is, from my position, is the only thing that will open and activate any DNA is truth. Because it plays out beautifully in the aha moments. We've called them that for ages and not knowing why. The aha moments completely dispel King Mean, right? The more you take out King Mean, to know what a word means, and mean means average, means neutral, 0 point balance. All right. So the more things that you can balance, especially in the words, because that's how we have our understanding, it's how we communicate. That is the epitome of wisdom. It's the only way we can translate it, either through words or written. So when you take a word and neutralize it to mean it what is you're told it means, and it's complete opposite, what you've done is canceled that word out. And you'll get an aha moment when you do that. So the aha, if you were to take the letter H, capital H, then put a capital A on top of the two uprights on the H, then do an upside down A, right? Because the open creation is the bridged, think of your arms being spread wide in an H form. So when you're putting your thought out, that's it wide open, and then when you close your hands together, you're creating that letter A, which means the intent is out and it's closed, and then as below to the above, it must be as the above to below. So you invert the same A above the A. So they have to, and you'll see the Orion constellation in there immediately. And then as soon as you do that, do an H. So it's basically this: H, A, upside down A, H, A, upside down A. And those are your aha moments. And lo and behold, it only takes a few of these, then you see the DNA chain. That's how you build your DNA and reclaim all of that supposed junk DNA. It works for me.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Now, when they say reclaiming the junk DNA, how do you know that it's activating? When you can see things, feel things before they happen or whatever.
You'll know. You'll just know.
You just know it, baby. There's no questioning.
Yeah.
See, shit, if I could say,
feel it.
Just say through the Kabbalistic sense, right? What they start to do is, these sigil words, they'll meditate. Thanks, by the way, Colleen. You brought me back straight down, man. You're class.
I love you, Paul. I love you.
Do you know what I mean? Angry with the Babylon system. You brought me straight back.
I know.
They meditate on the letters. They meditate on these letters and say they'll try and hold them in their head, like the Aleph. Do you know what I mean? And through the Aleph, they say they'll get all. Do you know what I mean? But like you're saying about the DNA, 22 chromosomes, junk DNA. 22, isn't it? 22.
Yeah.
That's 22 once again. And
23 chromosomes. Actually 23 chromosomes with the 24th.
You're right, you're 24, but 2 of them are joined. As you see, this is so weird, Kate, because we're the one who's joined. Do you know what I'm saying? But let me get back to what I was explaining there. Right. And then you start to, with the Kabbalistic sense of this, our DNA is consistently the GATC, 4 letters, randomized. Do you know what I'm saying? When you start to look at it, that's what your DNA is, GATC, 4 letters, consistently. You know what? Anybody out there who's looked at the DNA structures and that, how it goes, knows exactly what I'm talking about. Different formations of the letters, right? Well, a lot of Hebrew meditation, what they do is they'll do the YHVH, but it's like the Metatron. They speak of the Metatron. The Metatron means the 4-letter word, but as you can see on the Metatron or the pentacle, it's got 5 points. Right. So when you get back to that, right, back to the 5 points, Metatron. So what they're saying is, right, these 4 letters are the YHVH, because everybody, this is what the Masonics are saying. If you look at, if anybody studied this, like you have, Kate, you'll know this shit. They're looking for the name. They've lost the name. They've lost the name of God. They'll try to find the name of God. That's the YHVH, right? So what they're doing is with the 5, with the 4-letter word, is they're sticking letters for each, for the 22 in there, so they're going like YHVH, doing different things, and then sticking in like an Aleph, or a Mem, or a Shin, do you know what I'm saying, which are the 3 mother letters. The sigils they use, basically, when people years ago were talking about, this is the Bible code. This is what basically the Bible code was, but there was not a rabbi, because they had the knowledge of the Zohar and all this. A lot of scripts were getting hidden from Hermetic orders, and a lot of Masons, because I've watched a few Jewish rabbis totally explain all the Mason stuff, because they use the same, it all comes from them, and it all goes back to Solomon. If anybody who's, like the man was saying about religion early on, about Jesus, do you know what I'm saying? Jesus is a hard one, like, he is a bit of a hard one. Did he exist? Didn't he exist? History says, look at Pontius Pilate.
Doesn't matter.
That's what I mean, it doesn't matter.
It's not my concern.
Yeah.
The hell with the messenger,
exactly.
What's the message?
Exactly. He said that himself. Putting the cross, man. We killed the messenger. Do you know what I'm saying? That is that old thing. We don't kill the messenger, don't shoot the messenger. Well, he was the messenger, wasn't he? If you want to look at that allegorically. The Romans.
See, Paul, you know what I see in you, Paul? You got a lot of information, and it's good information, because I'm like that too. I said that with Kate, I don't know, a month and a half, 2 months back, is there's all this wisdom and understanding and realizations we have, and we want to get them all out there like today or yesterday, an hour ago.
Yep. Rich, how long
so that's why, like, when you saying, like Babylon, I was Babylon. People would cover their ears, like, when I'm talking, they're like, blah, 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 like, but no, that's all, because we're excited, and that's the thing, is I've learned to, like, bite my tongue and just pick my spots, and you know what I'm saying, and that's like quiet in our mind, and it takes discipline, and I'm still working on that discipline too, but I hear that. Because too much information. Yeah, I think it's not. I think it's the energy, is that it's there, and it's just like I just wish I could plug into the computer and download everything, or you know what I'm saying? Get it all downloaded. But that's what we're doing. We've downloaded this stuff, and having the patience and discipline to pick our spots, and when we hear, that's what I'm learning to do. I haven't mastered it yet, So just food for thought,
Well, we're all learning. I mean, I'm new. I'm only 26. I'm new to this shit. I think it's amazing that it's been hidden from us for so long, and there's a reason why. I think in the Bible it talks about this rapture and all this shit. That's us awakening. That's us knowing the truth and coming to realization of why we're here. And that's the message. That's the message I've always kind of got the vibe from the Bible, because it's true. Your spirit, your soul is always trying to kind of give you a little nudge and like wake the fuck up, because if we don't, then who knows what can happen? You know what I mean? And it's amazing that the path that I was on, I was like, God, I don't know where I'd be if it wasn't for all this stuff. It's really catching my intuition. You know, every day you see something like a license plate or whatever, and it's like, wow, look at those numbers, and it resonates. You know.
Right.
Like the other day, I was on Route 24, and I saw a 666 license plate, and I friggin' laughed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like, it's just crazy. Life's crazy.
Yeah. Well, that's the whole point of the table, especially with Kate, like, because he's supersonic, and that's like I say, I'm trying to match that speed. I'm trying to emulate, you know, you know, emulate, because that's the whole point is awakening. Yeah, we're not here to put anybody else back to sleep. That's not what we're doing. You know, I'm here to put someone. No, stay away. The ones that want to get away, wake up, and energize themselves, and lifting ourselves up into that, into the heavens. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
see, me personally, like I work with a guy who's really, you know, caught up in the whole religion thing, and we were talking today, and it's like you can. It almost feels like his energy is just drained because he doesn't even want to comprehend anything that, you know, that I have to say or how I feel. He just butts right back to religion, like, you know, if you don't believe in Jesus, then you're not going to be saved and all this stuff. And
religion sends people insane, mate. No matter what faith you follow, it'll send you insane. Do you know what I'm saying? It sends you mad. It's like what I was going to say there. What I noticed, like, on the TV, American, like, say, evangelist churches and that, and all that kind of. Your churches are very different to, like, say, what we would get in, especially in Britain. Do you know what I'm saying? They're all very shiny. Like, you've got people wearing nice suits, and I've noticed you've got, like say people like John Hagee. Me and my friends one night, we were sitting getting stoned. You know what I'm saying? And we watched to put this guy John Hagee on the TV, just for a giggle. Do you know what I'm saying? And here's this big fat dude spouting about plant seeds. And I'm saying, yeah, mate, plant seeds give people knowledge. And he's saying, yeah, and these seeds will come back on you, like, say, tenfold on that. And he's talking about money. And I'm like, you know, and you look at it, there's like the crowds, people, what's that other guy, Joel Olston, with big shiny teeth. He looks like a porn star. Honestly, look, I swear I've seen him in a porn movie, mate, with those big shiny teeth. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, hi guys. Honestly, he would be. If anybody watches Family Guy, he would be giggity. Do you know what I'm saying? If anybody watches that program,
hey, put all those wolves in the same room with Kate. Put all those wolves in the same room with Kate, Paul. They would run.
Just Kate, not just Kate. Put them in Santa Spinacci and a few other people.
Well, many of us, yeah.
Amanth Island, you know what I'm saying? Thomas Sheridan, who's a bit meat sticky. People don't like him all, a bit meat sticky and that. But this man, Thomas Sheridan, I like Thomas. He speaks a lot of sense. You know what I'm saying? As I go, who resonates with me. And when it comes to basically bringing it all to the table, Kate pisses on it all. Do you know what I'm saying? She brought so much good stuff in the past.
Kate, honestly, Kate is amazing. The knowledge. The knowledge and the truth is just.
I'm just a
amazing.
Stubborn
you know.
I mean, I've got a couple friends.
You're at 0 point.
Sorry, a guy on Facebook, use cash rich. Do you know if you anybody use cash. You can say his name says it all. Use cash. Use them. Do you know what I'm saying? Use them for information. Cash. This man's a genius. Do you know what I'm saying? As far as I'm concerned, this is so clued up on stuff, but you know what I mean? No all left brain logic. So, you know what I'm saying? He's so balanced, man. He knows his stuff. And Kate knows use cash. And when it comes to history, especially, I thought I know all about history.
Oh, he's brilliant. He's brilliant.
But history buff.
Yeah. One of the very few.
Like, shut up. Do you know what I'm saying? See the history this man knows. I personally forgot. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's people like that, you need to start saying, oh, wait a minute. There's a lot of people out there with good information who might be a bit shy on. Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm not the best. speaker in the world.
Passion, though. See, I want the passion. The passion is...
Passion for us. That's all, man. Because we're all in this. We're all here together. This is one planet.
Yeah, we have the passion.
Yeah, one planet. Hey, this shit. I'm a Catholic, Protestant, Muslim. I'm black, I'm white, I'm green, I'm blue. No, man. I'm one peoples. But man, I tell you that.
That's why they created different races, different religion, different language, just to divide people.
They never created anything. We created it. We said, oh, they're a funny colour, we're better than them. We're polarised. Nobody created anything. You need to correct yourself, brother. Look at the Jewish Kabbalist text. Correct yourself. There's no such thing as a devil. As Kate was saying last night, and I was saying as well, free path, the threefold path. He just puts paths in front of you. One of them's bad, one of them's kind of in between, and one of them's the way you should be going. Do you know what I'm saying? Because he's like, yeah, sneaky fuck. Do you know what I mean? But other than that, it's... Do you know yourself? You know what I mean? There's people tuning in, reading all sorts, not just Kate, reading all sorts. People are still a bit meat sticky. Do you know what I'm saying? If they're meat sticky, good on them, man. As long as they're getting here, if you're a truther or whatever you are, you're a new ager. As long as you're getting stuff and you're saying, oh, wait a minute, and you're thinking and saying, this isn't right. It's not right here. That's, you know what I'm saying? We're on the same boat. We're all here together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well.
You stop these vampires who create golems, as I say, look into golems. That's you know what I'm saying? It's like if they're really doing this stuff, Kabbalists are really doing this stuff. I read a Jewish rabbi, right, who says every Friday using a book called the Sefer Yetzirah. This is meat sticky people, sorry. Right, using a book called the Sefer Yetzirah, right, create a cow. Would you create a cow, right? Create a full cow, a living animal, kill it.
Okay, I wanted to read something.
Yeah, please do, Colleen. Colleen, go ahead. Give these guys a chance to actually read. Go ahead.
Yes, I was going to say, let's all take a breath. And I just wanted to read a couple lines from what Kate read earlier. And
hey, Colleen, I'm not. You know, when you do were you the one that read The Crow?
Hey, tell you what, I got a better idea. How about we just wait for Colleen to say something, and then we'll ask her after she's done. That's the etiquette. Right. Thank you.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I really felt like we all needed to I needed to take a breath too. And the words that Kate had read earlier, there's just a couple little paragraphs I wanted to read, and just really feel the loveliness of these words that Toth wrote. Deep in the mysteries of life have I traveled, seeking and searching for that which is hidden. List ye, O man, and be wise, far 'neath the earth's crust, in the halls of Amenti, mysteries I saw that are hidden from men. Oft have I journeyed the deep hidden passage, looked on the light that is life among men. There 'neath the flowers of life ever living, searched I the hearts and the secrets of men. Found I that man is but living in darkness, light of the great fire is hidden within. And just to come to that understanding and to write those incredibly beautiful words, Toth had to spend time getting deep and dark and quiet.
That he did. And that's one of the reasons why, if there's a mantra I have, and that's all it is, spend time with you, get deep, get dark, get quiet. Get out of the light of the poison of the outside and get into the light within. And Randy, you're on the board, you haven't jumped in yet. So I just want to make sure everyone gets in here.
Well, that's just because I was loading my bowl, man. I mean, come on. No, I'm bringing it in. I'm just letting it come in, I love it.
You put your hand up. You put your hand up, so I wasn't sure if you wanted to jump in or not. And Rich, you had oh, go ahead, Randy.
I had a notion I was going to say something, but what Thank you, Colleen. I can always feel the love from you, and there's no doubt about that.
Hi, Randy.
Hello. But what Paul was saying about meat sticks, a la what he was talking about, what got me on that was that the difficult thing for me is in the physical when they say, well, Randy, if it works so well, why don't you just go and claim a house and dwell there, they say live there for 6 years, and then I'll believe you. Well, I'm not going to tell them it's not for me to show you. I've given you the key. I'm living it. I'm the evidence, right? And it's for them to choose to see the truth or not. We have all chosen to see the truth and awaken to some level. And they have not. And that, I'm sure it's not just for me. For all of us, it's difficult. These are people we love. We grew up with, their friends, family, etc. And that's, to me, that's the difficult thing. When these loved ones are saying this stuff, and you know that free will doesn't allow you to unlock the door for them, and you've shown them the key, told them about the key, talked about the key, ad nauseum probably, to piss them off, and put yourself in a corner or whatever where they don't call you anymore or whatever. They do love you. You know that. They know you love them. But, anymore, I am stepping more and more away. I see myself, went to dinner with the family. I'm stepping away. My dad has full-on lung and liver cancer, and he's getting chemo. And I've given him papers. I've shown him the documentation, et cetera, et cetera. You all know where I'm going with this. Free will can be quite a bitch. So I love you all, and there you go.
Perfect.
Very interesting.
Again, this is you're going to find the unrepentant on the left cross saying, "Well, if you are the son of God, then you'll go and claim that house and jump off that cross." And yeah, you stick to your physical stuff. No, when I go home, they'll be taking me there. No effort. Contract, baby. Contract still in full force and effect.
I'm tearing them up, sister. I'm tearing them up.
It's all good. Again, I don't concern myself with the pick a fight, expect a fight game. I just hand out the truth and watch their little universes crumble down around them, because that's all they are. They're feeble. And reading the words of thought or Thoth or whatever you want to call them. I guess we could call them Hermie. But anyway, reading those words, I mean, they don't just resonate in the mind. Those are the very things that when you get them, they resonate to the very core of you. And that's why you need to keep looking at these things over and over. And, for me, it's about continually reassessing my now. And, we all go through I know for me anyway, the ups and downs, which are so minimal now, if at all, because it's a quick readjust into the now. But it's a matter of staying the course and trusting in the cab driver, Interstate 60. I'm good. Everything that I'm meant to experience, I will experience, and to get me where I need to be, and I fully accept that. That is for me the true path of never mind the leap of faith. This is the walk of faith that I've taken the second, third, fourth, and fifth, and every step gets stronger and stronger, where all the doubt is removed, and any of the doubts that do have an occasion to pop in, they're obliterated in that instant, because I know what it is. It's not program. See ya. And it goes really quickly. And I talked about this before. Think about the years back where you would worry about something, a fear or whatever, for long periods of time, and it would weigh you down, and it would hold on to you and keep you in that grip of a past moment. or a future potential moment that someone has wanting you to manifest, like a court date or something like that. For me, I just remove that right out of view now, and I put forth what it is my intention is, and I stay focused on that. This is the reason why we as children get derailed from our imaginations, from our creativity, from our fantasies, because that is the shit that creates universes. And the last thing those that are corrupted in this realm want us to do is to never mind come into our power, but actually realize that we are all of the power that is here, that is being siphoned off. Like I said, I cut all the strings and I cut all the siphon tubes the vampires and werewolves cannot feed. They can't even come near me. And now imagine that. Now, instead of me sitting in a car on the 14th of March, imagine me sitting in my home. Imagine you sitting in your home, and it's the exact same effect. No name, no game. It is that simple. So dare to give yourself your own name that no one will ever know. I just refer to myself as me. You want to find a map reference, Kate of Gaia will find me. There's quite a few things that will find me, but those are not me. The names are just map references to find me. I'm me. I live here in me. And I separate from all things physical in that regard. And that's where the shields go up. And for those that still need to see the holes in my hands, if you will, the doubting Thomases, guys, I got holes all over my body, okay? I've been through the mill. I got scar tissue, okay?
Yeah, you do, sister. And by the way, I love you. Thank you.
Mirror, mirror, and you are all of that and then some. I love the words, and you shall do greater things than I. This is why you just need to stay focused on that. That's all I do, and I will do what I do and do my part in the only intention of opening up truth, because that is the only thing that is going to rebuild your DNA. I was having a look at that as well. When you take D and replace it with the T, you have TNA, and for most guys they'll think, oh, lots of TNA, right? Yeah, of course. But put that in the mirror and you have ant, which is mind. So tell me that the DNA doesn't get built with the mind. But you got to build it in the mirror. If you're caught in the physical, you're doing it backwards, and that's how your DNA is getting decayed. Time to turn that bus around, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So start neutralizing King Mean. Mean what you say and say what you mean. Go ahead, Randy. Sorry about that.
Well, no. That was perfect. Why am I sorry about that? I'm not sorry about that.
No, you're not. I was going to say, God's going to apologize. They kick ass.
I know. I was back at you there, sister.
I hear you.
You know me.
Where's it you're from, Randy?
Smart ass first, love second. I'm sorry, Paul. What was that?
Where is it you're from, mate?
I'm from the planet, but I'll get
not
little.
Location on the earth.
Yeah, I'm from Wichita, Kansas, right in the center of the United States Corporation of America. One thing, Kate, that's really it's such a coincidence is that since my contact with the guy, since I caught the guy who was wanting to rob us at the restaurant, and there were 8 or 9 cops there, none of them, and I mean including all the sheriffs that used to come in, I haven't seen any of them come in since that night. And it's not because they're not scared, I'll tell you that. They know damn good and well that the guy that runs that restaurant knows who he is. And if they go in there, he just might put them on lawful notice, which I won't do unless they're not being honorable. But just 2 cents there on that. Love. Drink your weed.
I was just going through an email to see if I was going to share this with you guys, and I still can't believe some of the emails I get. Here, I'll ask. This is one of the statements in the email. Who has the strength and who can go alone up against the beast? Well, they answered it. No one. Sorry, I did.
I can.
I beat it. I didn't stab it with my steely knife either. Ripped its fucking heart out.
God eater, God eater.
Yeah. They want a death eat? Well, sorry, you'll eat your own death on that one.
Fear. So, you know what I'm saying? They feed off your fear. Feeding off fear, do you know what I mean? Then they fear them, they can't feed off you. As soon as you feel something, that's it. They've got you.
They got you as soon as you said they.
Exactly. They.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, check this out. See if this is old paradigm thinking. The most superior power is we, the people. The reason we are not heard and not receiving any justice is because we fell for their lies, trickery, fraudulent laws, and all the rest of it to identify ourselves as I, the individual. Do I need to bring out the flamethrower, or should I just I'll just delete. That'll work. You know, guys. You know, it's
What did say I, the individual?
Yeah, sorry. What the hell do I say to that? Anyway, no, I just
you just toss it in the what's it called,
the delete bin? Yeah, that's what I did with it.
No, the fuck it bucket.
Yeah, the fuck it bucket. Not doing that. Yeah. You know,
she was like that clean, man. I can use my mum.
Oh no,
Something a bit clean, man. That reminds me. Have you ever seen the movie Lost Boys?
Yep.
Yeah. Clean's the mum. See the sweet mum, their mother. Just the way you talk, Clean, and the woman who played the part, she reminds me of my mum because she looks like her. But you really sound like the woman from the Lost Boys movie. There's something sweet and class kind of bit Clean, like. Sorry,
but don't get on a run. She'll rip your ass a new one, no problem.
So, like, dragons, there are still dragons. You know what I mean?
You got to watch out for the quiet ones.
That's it. Watch out for the dragons. Can he beat a dragon or sneak chair as a dragon?
That mama bear's still in me.
You definitely feel the love, though. Definitely.
Yeah.
I'll cuddle with you anytime, Colleen.
Mrs. Doubtfire, of course.
Oh, dearie.
She's back.
Colleen, you're probably... I'm not... Sorry, that's not meant to ask that, but you were around in the 60s.
Was I born in the 60s?
Yeah. Obviously, I'm not want to go asking your age. You don't do that.
You mean this go round? Was you born in the 60s?
Was I around in the 60s? Yeah.
What was your era when you were basically playing it up clean and, you know what I'm saying?
I didn't catch that, Paul.
I'm saying, what was your era? Was it the 60s, the 70s, the 80s? Do you know what I mean? When you were young and partying and, do you know what I mean? What was your particular...
Oh, yeah, the late 70s and 80s.
70s, fuck that, right? Hippie hippie, so you're a bit of a hippie chick.
Oh, yeah.
Like my
those were glory days.
She's a hippie chick, like.
Hello. Yes, I love your pocket bucket. Sweetheart, that was fabulous. I was just giggling away. And Kate, you had said something, and that's not coming to me. But what is how I really resonated with it, because about 15 minutes before that, I was also laughing, doing the ha-ha, aha stuff about knowing my part, for Christ's sakes. It's right in front of me, literally. And here I am thinking I'm missing it, right? Missing the big picture. But that's my big picture. It's right in front of me. I know who I am. I'm like a support staff. At this stage in my life, I'm the grandma bear, I get to be the support staff, and that's what I do. And all the while, I'm being the living example of one that has truly learned to love herself. But that's what you were talking about. It reminded me of that. And I also wanted to talk about how very irritated I had been with myself because I was duped by April Fool trickery. And that was Bar Nun's video that I had mentioned. And come to find out, it was just trickery for April Fools. And he got me. You got me, I say, But it didn't cross my mind. I don't do that stuff. So, it just never even crossed my mind that might what it had been. So irritated with myself. And in the past few days, you've talked about how society's just going crazy. Some, people were talking about that, and I've seen it up close and personal, just like psychotic break kind of. And I've watched people treat one another poorly, and boy, you want to get my goat. You want to piss me off. Treat somebody poorly. Treat them poorly, and whoa, I do my best to remain calm, but
just treat them pleasantly back. Somebody treats you poorly, just treat them pleasantly back. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Well, that's what I do. All the while I'm remaining centered and peaceful and remaining the supporting energy that, the person that I was in contact with, just remaining centered and supporting and loving.
The universe doesn't lie.
I am in this path of learning to love myself. I generally, on a daily basis, will do one conscious act, at the very least one conscious act of self-love, whether it be having a beautiful apple or lemon water. It's, Lynn, this is your conscious act today. And while I was caught up in, being out there and being an example, I kind of let my shield down. And, well, I ended up with a monster head cold. So now I'm back to, okay, don't forget at least that one little act of self-love every day, whatever it might be. Anyway. Yeah, so fuck it, bucket. I like the phrase, you have to care, but not too much. Because, if you care too much, you're going to definitely get wrapped up in it. But, you just, yeah. Anyway. So I had a few moments.
It's tough not to care.
Yes, you're welcome, and thank you. I'm also in the middle of being that support staff right now and helping with dinner. So, but I really wanted to jump in and say hello and.
Good.
Yeah, and I love you all.
Hello.
Yeah, much love to you.
Thank you.
Hello. Hey, where's Mike? Aloha. I'm just thinking aloha. Where do you go? Haven't heard him in a while. Mystified.
Yeah. No, that's Steve.
Michael.
Yeah, Michael. He's not on the board tonight, not that I can see anyway. No, he's got shows going on. So, no, again, you do 3 shows a week, you feel it. I know that's a heavy load out of the gate. I started off doing 1 show a week for 1 hour on Saturdays, and that was stress. So, and again, that's the other thing too. Sometimes people will want to talk before shows and whatever, for an hour or 2 or 3 sometimes during the day, and by the time the show gets around, I'm already spent. So. Well, that's why I cherish my quiet time.
No, you need time to yourself, Kate. Everybody, that's with that woman.
Hey, I just wanted to ask real quick, Paul. What's the number?
Pardon? Pardon, what was that, Rich?
No, I just because you got to call in, because I was going to call in on Mike's show the other day, and I didn't get the number.
I couldn't tell you, mate. Like say, I'm during the day. My young nephew, he has autism, so I look after him. Do you know what I'm saying? While my sister works, so my days are cherished with my young nephew who's 4. He can speak French, and they're saying these kids are this and that, and he can speak French and German and count to 100 and read his alphabet backwards, and fascinated with words. He's telling me words in Japanese, and just because of the iPad, he loves the iPad. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's like, You're saying these kids are off to God. These kids are super beings. Do you know what I mean? Super beings.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The potential of us 2.0, whatever. Do you know what I'm saying?
You know what that is actually? Is we're creating an environment that's attracting these souls, believe it or not. Because they wouldn't come. Like you just mentioned, did you just say super being? These young kids are getting smarter and smarter every day.
Yeah, it's honestly, it's like, see someone, if you want to look into this, anybody, see some of these people who they say have got autism. Well, look at Albert Einstein. My young nephew, he got diagnosed with a thing called hyperlexia, and they say that Albert Einstein had it. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's all to do with words. All to do with words. Albert Einstein never spoke till he was 6, and everybody thought the man was stupid. My young nephew's the same. He speaks to me. Do you know what I'm saying? I have conversations with him. But when people come in, he speaks all babyish and that, and he'll speak in French and all types of language. And look at people and laugh. And then they'll say,
they didn't have one of those sleep cyborgs there. They would have put him on Ritalin.
Yeah, that's it. The
Bioborg.
Keep away from the alchemists. Keep it. If I could tell you what happened to me in my life, Rich, it's personal. I don't like getting into my life because that's mine. Like Kate, I'm not here to broadcast about me. Do you know what I mean? I could go in. I've spoke to Kate about bits and bobs what's happened in my life, but keep away from pharmaceutical companies because they are the modern day alchemists, old who were trying to turn base metal to gold. But these people have through what you could misadventure. Misadventure.
You know, I used to say they exchange their magical wands and brew in their witches' pots. They exchanged them for lab jackets. They gave up their magical wands and all that for lab jackets.
Well, okay, studying like Isaac Newton was a Kabbalist, studied maths and all sorts, but the man's was biology. Do you know, these people studying chemistry and biology, do you know what I mean, as well as physics. These are many science, and it's all meat sticky. But there's some people out there, like this Kesh. Kate's been speaking about, and I heard about Kesh about 2 years ago. Looked into Kesh, as Kate says, entertain. I'm not here to entertain shit. You know what I mean? I'm not here to accept shit. I'm here to entertain. You know what I mean? So I'm looking at Kesh. Sorry, do you know what I mean? And I'm saying, what's this Kesh got to say? And here's this Jewish mathematician. You know what I'm saying? Who's living in Iran, who's getting pictured with Ahmadinejad, stuff like that. Do you know what I'm saying? Who's speaking maths, a different type of maths. Do you know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of mathematics out there, but he's got a lot of physicists saying, "Look, your theory," because everybody look at it. All comes down to theory. What's theory? It's pigeonholing stuff. Stick in a box. History. Put it in a box, we'll cram everything in a box and we'll see if it fits. And shit that doesn't fit, we'll just get rid of. That's everything we do. With science and everything, when you start to look into these things. And then you've got these alchemists who are studying, as I was going back to that, you've got these alchemists studying all this, and whatever, do you know what I'm saying, chemistry and physics and biology, and they're creating stuff, but they're not creating stuff for us to help us get better. We're creating stuff for whatever. So here's this Kesh talking about this new form of mathematics he's developed. And then you start to look into it, it's very Kabbalistic. He's speaking about going to other planets. Through, as I was saying with the letters in the Hebrew, that's all about going to other planets and flying and being one with the stars, being who you are. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not looking at and entertaining it, I'm not accepting it, but I'm looking at open mind. Do you know what I mean? And then this Kesh is speaking, basically, if anybody knows Kabbalism, because these people speak with Sefer, Sipper, and Safer, it goes with the letter, the number, and the oral word. But the oral word is all, that's how the world was created, if you want to get biblical on it. Sefer, Safer, Sipper. That's the real term for it, if you want to go and look at that. That would be the Hebridean Hebrew, because a lot of people, this is Jewish, 6,000 years and all of that. You look at the 6,000 years, that's to do with correction of Shekinah. So they say, we've not got a land, we are in the wilderness for 6,000 years. And that's because the Jewish faith in a Kabbalistic sense is going with the Shekinah, because she's the same. She's the Hur. She's actually the bride as well. She's the people who are polarized. She's the Hur and the bride, because. Yeah,
but let me just jump in here real quick there, Paul.
2 minutes, right? She's been stowed away. Archonic energies is what Sivan Bumar will talk about when you look at the Gnostic stuff. She's been stowed away and she's held in bondage. And you could see she's Mother Earth, because she sits in many waters. The Earth sits in many waters. She's the Huri Babylon, sits in many waters. And it's saying that Archons will make war on the Hur. Do you know what I mean? Eventually they'll make war on her. You look what these rich people who are no loving this Mother Earth.
Yeah, but you know, though, I want to say though is that they know. See, the things that have happened to me in the literal because of what's going on inside of me is like Kate says, we're tearing down their balcony, right? See, this is the time. That's why, like, I know we get it, like, to get off track with their balconies being tore down, and this happened like a year, probably 3 months before I got onto the show. On the physical sense, because my consciousness is rising up and knowing and hammering it within my knowing, you know. And I got scratched showering right through the water. See, these beings live inside of us. See, this is the thing. See, I throw M80s inside my mind. I light them M80s, right? Throw them into my mind, right? They don't like it. I'm disturbing their peace. They don't like it. They don't like that noise. You see, when we take our voice, our toroidal field, right, that I've just learned since using that word, our voice, our consciousness are one and the same. You know, they're one and the same. They're that's alchemy within our conscience and voice. And I took a shower. 3 scratches I got on my arm and on my ankle. Literally, it didn't draw blood, but I could see the blood in the scratches, and I looked it up. The all too familiar 3 scratches. See, these beings are fighting within me. Right? That's the thing, is these points of consciousness, the cells or whatever it is so within, so without. Everything that's outside of us.
Well, you must be doing something in your life for that to happen, like eating meat and stuff.
Well, what I'm getting at is their consciousness, their mind, their polarized mind. We can literally affect.
Guys.
Yeah, by altering ours.
Please stop talking over each other. Please,
I'm sorry. I'm not trying to talk.
Hang on. I know, but hang on. I know I feel the excitement. Just breathe and try to play table tennis instead of fucking body slamming the volleyball over that every time. Just and be mindful. Finish what you're going to say. It's not about I can. Okay, but when you step over each other, I lose everything you're saying. So right now, I haven't got a fucking clue what you guys have been talking about. So try that on and carry on, please.
Paul, you got me fired up. Yeah. So, but no, that's what I'm saying is knowing that we can. Is just that is that our consciousness
you are when you look at it, right? Sorry to interrupt, but when you look at it, the alchemy starts from within. As soon as it starts from within, it's easy. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? It's easy. Eat healthy. Try to eat healthy. Try and keep away from as much meat as you can. Try and keep away from sugar, whatever. Even if you got to use sugar, try and use brown sugar, all that kind of stuff. Look after yourself. Be healthy and you. And then try and... Savannah Mara's kind of correct. Look after you and then, you know what I mean, you look after yourself. That's the main thing. And alchemy, mate, is, you know what I mean, don't go looking to pharmaceutical companies or people who are saying, oh, here, I've got a remedy here. It's like...
Absolutely,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pure water, try and get as clear a water as you can get, you know what I mean? We live in Scotland, but it's... Where we are here, I don't think it's not too bad with the fluoride and all that carries on. But here, as Kate says the other day there, if you're going to give it, like it's got, or give it as we say, give. If you're going to give it, like say, energies that you feel that all these stuff around you is going to harm you, well, you're giving it these energies. Don't give it the energies. You know, there'll no harm you. It's like if you want to get all religious and rich, when you see pictures of John the Divine, he's got a cup of poison and he's lifting the snakes out. That's you. You're John the Divine. You can lift the poison out of the waters and clean them yourselves. Do you know what I mean? Just you know what I mean? But try and preferably drink. Well, you know what I mean? As clean a water as you can get. You know what I mean? Some say urine. You know what I mean? There's a lot behind the urine therapy, right? But as I say, it's not my type of thing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't judge people who do. You know what I mean? Then I go judging people like that.
Well, again, it's
terms of it being judged.
It's simply about being the neutral observer, and it just takes a little bit of practice to move out of the judgment aspect. And yeah, I catch myself on it, and that's what keeps me attuned to my own state of being in the now. It also keeps me very wary of getting caught up in too much literal, which the literal moves you out of your now moment. And it's tough enough being in the now with your eyes open, let alone get into conversations. One of the reasons why, especially when things, the term works, when things are downloading for me, it's head down, eyes closed, and just roll. And it's really, you literally become just simply a conduit for self. And you can talk about channeling and all the rest of it. It's got nothing to do with that. It's basically listening to the true self. If you will, it's like the astral realm between the physical and the spiritual, or the mind, and it's the mediator that is neither physical nor spiritual in nature, and this gets covered in the Emerald Tablets as well. So it's learning these different points of reference to allow you to get a better view over all of things. And you'll find, when you were talking about Keshi there, you'll find a lot of these people that are talking about this new stuff and this, that, and the other. There's nothing new under the sun. It's just a different way of regurgitating the same things, but in a lot more open forum, where these things 100 years ago would be deemed completely hidden from us,
Mm-hmm.
And what's happening now is we're awakening to these things, and that's why I tell people, and what worked for me was throw all this shit out that you thought you knew, and look again. That's not, you're still going to have some basics there, and we're still dealing in a physical realm. But when we start understanding the nature of the game, we'll never get that until we understand the nature of the trap, and it's ourselves that are trapping ourselves. And the choices always come back to the self. This is the journey of one, the journey of you. And again, no one's coming to save you. No one. You got to take full responsibility for that. I learned. Many of us have learned this the hard way, if you will. That especially when you're dealing with a heavily populated ego-physical planet filled with those only interested in serving their own needs, be it through ignorance or willful deception, which are the minority, the extreme minority, it's very difficult to rise above that until you finally start observing things for what they really are. It was brought up last night, forgive them for they know not what they do. The ones that are forgiven are the ones that truly do not know what they do, because I know it's the program that's running that was fomented by those that set up the system and that are trying to control things for their benefit. And they're doomed anyway. So the ones that are corrupt, they're done. They're finished. Bye-bye. See ya. The game is over, and the boats are called in. What we're doing here is simply taking these things that we already know, we are all knowing in that sense, taking that awareness of what we know to new and higher thresholds. We can talk about the ladders, the rungs on the ladder, where one might be a higher rung, but it's still the same ladder, and we're all on it. So this is how we do this side by side. It's observing a position. Like for me, anything in my life, anytime I wanted to achieve something, I looked for someone that had already achieved it and set my sights on them to surpass it. There's no point in chasing a loser. Right? That's easy. Failure is easy. Anyone can do that. It's the ones that decide to take the bull by the horns, the toroidal field of creation, their own, by the horns of plenty, and really have a run at it. And trust yourself. Trust in thyself, know thyself. And that's all we're doing here. That's all we're doing. And I just stay mindful of that, and I don't look at things like with this Keshi or whoever, I don't care who it is. They're not telling me something that's new. They're telling me something that's new. We already knew that.
No, it's not that, Kate. The thing about Alice folk, right, if he did it, why has he not released anything by now? It's like, yeah, I've got free energy and I've got a machine that does this and that. That was a year and a half ago. Well, get it fucking out. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's the way we are in Scotland, Kate. You know what I'm talking about. We're blunt up.
Well, it's
you know what I mean?
It's another
like,
empty
get your copy and we'll see how big it is then, mate. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Again, it's another empty carrot. Empty cash, empty carrot. Same shit to me.
Exactly.
Right? Same as Opt, same as Swiss Indo, same as the Pope, same as the Queen. They're all physical oriented only crutches for the weak to lean upon. I choose not to lean upon them, that's all. I'll stand. I'm good. You know.
Years ago, sorry, Kate. Years ago,
okay. Go ahead.
Growing up in Scotland, you know, a bit hip hop. We grew up kind of for a lot of people will think, you know, Scotland would be this and that. We're kind of cool peeps, man. We're no, you would say so much a racist nation that you could call just a bit bigoted with each other when it comes to religion. Do you know what I mean? But when it comes to culture, we go way abroad than that. Us Scottish people, you know what I mean? We're who we are, Kate. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, you look at a lot of stuff, man, it's like wild, man. It's just really wild, and then you get on, like, to listen to you, show people from all over the world. You're saying, wait a minute, resonance here, you know what I mean? I'm getting what people are saying, it's quality. Definitely. But with Cass, she's just a pure charlatan. You know what I mean? Pure charlatan, it's like money, cream. Wu-Tang Clan, as they put it, cream, cash rules everything around me. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Kate, before I forget, everyone that's there, I mentioned this, because it was something you had said about fame. So I you know, like I said, I let my intuition completely guide me. Whatever pops up, I go look at it. You know, I looked at that song, Fame, and then, you know, the ride, Captain, ride upon your mystery ship, right? Like that. And then the other one was Jesus Christ Superstar, that movie, Jesus Christ Superstar, right? And I'm reading the words, the lyrics. I got them up. And there's just this stuff there, you know, profound stuff just within.
Well, something else. Well,
and the other one I just want to say is 99 Red Balloons. The one that sang that was Nina, and it's the very first one. If you Google it, it's and that's the funny thing. It's 3 minutes and 49 seconds. There's 3:13 right there, 31:13, and at 1 minute and 41 seconds, take a look at the numbers when you listen to the song and the words to the lyrics. It's really profound. It's as if, you know, we're the time travelers, you know, and these little clues will pop up. And at 1 minute and 41 seconds, with the 99 red balloons, you'll see her walking through. It's like a battlefield, you know, and you'll see the numbers. And when you see the numbers, it's kind of like these little clues that we as gods here, right, have put into place, saying, yeah, this is the time. Now has always been the time, but the awakening, you know, this realization is we've come a long way. This is what I feel is this journey, you know, which is eternal. But this is the moment, and that's why, like, I listen to people, you know. And the whole thing with the Mayan thing, the 2012, or there's this resonating within the ones that are hearing that, you know, that call, that purpose, you know, that mission, you know, and that's what I would on my own walk and journey. It's like, all right, you know, get with it, you know, look. Seek, do something, you know.
Well, for me, it's simple. The only thing that people really need to do is just sit down, shut up, get deep, get dark, spend a bit of time, get into your own heaven. Because if you're staring out here, you're missing the point. Now, I just want to let people know there's 9 minutes left, and there was a few people had their hands up. So I want to see if, before we roll out of here, if anybody else had anything they wanted to jump in with before we do that. now's your opportunity. But not all at once.
I just wanted to say thanks, everyone. That was really great sharing, and I really have a lot of love and gratitude for all of you. And I had an idea, which I do, is I put on the back, the truck that I drive has a camper shell, and I put a big investigative.com on the back so that wherever I go.
All right, Janet. Yay.
That way, catches more people. Just
well, I'll tell you,
and being creative. You could get shoe polish.
And not only that, guys, just put Kate of Gaia on the back of your vehicle, and that's perfect garlic for any system goon.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Oh shit! They know the bitch. Run away.
You have no power here.
Yeah, they'll throw Janet their guns and batons or badges. Yeah, take them. Throw on them.
And carry extra panties to throw out the window. That always works a treat too.
There we go. That seems more creative.
Yeah. Oh man, unreal. Yeah, that's cool. Thanks, Jen. That's funny, actually. Yeah, the first thought I had when you said that, I said, "Oh, cool. She's got garlic on her truck." That's all it is, guys.
We always read cars. We're always talking about reading license plates and bumper stickers. And since I didn't have a bumper sticker, I thought, well, I got a big back window. That'll work.
That
awesome.
Big ass window works. Yeah. Yeah, people ask your name to say, "Oh, I'm Kate of Gaia." What?
Right.
That'll make them. Like I said, that's what we all are, spirit of love. So you might as well empower yourself with it. It's a great map reference. People will find you every time. I promise.
Yep. And they'll get some magic. So that's what I like. I like that feeling.
Yeah, look at a big cup of something. That's for sure. Not sure they're gonna like the taste, but oh well.
Yeah.
Start playing, have some fun.
And I like that how you found that JC and the G, because the truck has a big GMC in the front, and I was like, oh, so it's a JC with unconditional love and the magnetic. So I'm just spreading that wherever I go. So.
Beautiful.
All right. Oh, you got. There you go. JC, baby.
There you go.
I'll tell you what, guys, I'm going to roll out with a tune here.
Nice.
We started with one. I figured we might as well finish one. I got 4 minutes here, so. Oh, actually, one sec. Tracy wants to jump in here, so I'll let her get her word in, and then I'll toss a tune on. We got about 4.5 minutes. Oh, we lost her. Well, guess we're going straight to song. So here we go.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Much love.
Good night, everybody.
Much love.
Good night.
Ever woke up when it just can't get much better? Feel the sun on your face even when it's rainy weather. When nothing matters, just as long as we're together. You're the sun to me. You're the sun to me. I can't remember ever feeling like I'm feeling. Head in the clouds all day, got me flying, got me reeling. And there ain't no way my heart can't be concealing. You're the sun to me. You're the sun to me. And I find just a little bit more and more each day. Another reason that'll settle in. I know I found my way. All I had to do was look the sun to me. And I got my reasons, they won't need explaining. But why I smile all day, even though it's raining. 'Cause you're the one thing that is constant and sustaining. You're the sun to me. You're the sun to me. And I find just a little bit more and more each day. Another reason that'll settle in. I know I found my way. All I had to do was look far enough to see. You're the sun to me. And I find just a little bit more and more each day. Another reason that'll settle in. I know I found my way. All I had to do was look far enough to see. You're the sun to me. Ever woke up when it just can't get much better?
And becomes one with fire. He who knows the fire that is within himself shall ascend unto the eternal fire and dwell in it eternally. Fire, the inner fire, is the most potent of all force, for it overcometh all things and penetrates to all things of the earth. Man supports himself only on that which resists, so earth must resist man, else he existeth not. All eyes do not see with the same vision. For to one an object appears of one form and color, and to a different eye of another. So also the infinite fire, changing from color to color, is never the same from day to day. Thus I speak of my wisdom, for a man is a fire burning bright through the night, never is quenched in the veil of darkness, never is quenched by the veil of the night. Into men's hearts I looked by my wisdom, found them not free from the bondage of strife, free from the toils, thy fire, O my brother, lest it be buried in the shadow of night. Hark ye, O man, and list to the wisdom. Where do name and form cease? Only in consciousness, invisible, an infinite force of radiance bright, the forms that ye create by brightening, they vision are truly effects that follow thy cause. Man is a star bound to a body, until in the end he is freed through his strife. Only by struggle and toiling thy utmost shall the star within thee bloom out in new life. He who knows the commencement of all things, free is his star from the realm of night. Remember, O man, that all which exists is only another form of that which exists not. Everything that has being is passing into yet other being, and thou thyself art not an exception. Consider the law, for all is law. Seek not that which is not of the law, for such exists only in the illusion of the senses. Wisdom cometh to all her children, even as they cometh unto wisdom. All through the ages the light has been hidden. Awake, O man, and be wise. Deep in the mysteries of life have I traveled, seeking and searching for that which is hidden. List ye, O man, and be wise. Far neath the earth crust, in the halls of Amenti, mysteries I saw that are hidden from men. Oft I have journeyed the deep hidden passage, looked on the light that is life among men. There neath the flowers of life, ever living, searched I the hearts and secrets of men. Found I that man is but living in darkness. Light of the great fire is hidden within. Before the lords of hidden Amenti learned I the wisdom I give unto men. Excuse me. Masters, excuse me, masters are they of great secret wisdom, brought from the future of infinity's end. 7 are they, the lords of Amenti, overlords they of the children of morning, sons of the cycles, masters of wisdom. Formed are not they as the children of men? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 are the titles of the masters of men. Far from the future, formless yet forming, came they as teachers for the children of men. Live they forever, yet not of the living, bound not to life and yet free from death. Rule they forever with infinite wisdom, bound yet not bound to the dark halls of death. Life they have in them, yet life that is not life. Free from all are the lords of the all. Forth from them came forth the Logos, instruments they of the power over all. Vast is their countenance, yet hidden in smallness, formed by a forming, known yet unknown. 3 holds the key of all hidden magic, creator he of the halls of the dead, sending forth power, shrouding with darkness, binding the souls of the children of men, sending the darkness, binding the soul force, director of negative to the children of men. 4 is he who looses the power, Lord he of life to the children of men, light is his body, flame is his countenance, freer of souls to the children of men. 5 is the master, the lord of all magic, key to the word that resounds among men. 6 is the lord of light, the hidden pathway, path of the souls of the children of men. 7 is he who is lord of the vastness, master of space and the key of the times. 8 is he who orders the progress, weighs and balances the journey of men. 9 is the Father, vast he of countenance, forming and changing from out of the formless. Meditate on the symbols then. That's why I tell people, take your time. I was in a hurry. We're all in a hurry. We're all fed up. We've all had enough of the nonsense. We've all had enough of, those that have been corrupted, of harming. These are for me, these are the paths and the tests of life to see if I have the mettle to push through it. And every time, and I'm sure I speak for many of you, you heard that voice every time you got knocked down. You heard that voice inside. The little struggle of, well, I should feel sorry for myself, and then the other side of you saying, screw that, wimp, and you stand again. And one of the things you'll notice that when you stand after something like this, you're slightly taller than you were the last time. And you've also shown that resistance that you were running into, be it in the form of a challenge in life or someone who has wronged you or whatever the case may be, the next time you confront that situation or that individual, you're an entirely changed universe. And you've got more knowledge at your disposal. More importantly, you have more fortitude, you have more strength. Because that which will not break you will make you. And you just have to make the choice. Can I be broken? Can my will be broken? The answer for me was very easy in that one. All I had to do was say, I'm all in, to the death. Bring it on. And that's it. Because that's the joke of death, there is none. And as soon as you can commit to that in your heart, you will understand those words. Trade off one physical lifetime to keep coming back on Groundhog Day for infinite immortality? No, I think I can let go of all the shit. Yeah, I'm good with that. So just a few words of ancient wisdom over 50,000 years old. Yeah, and this guy has showed up quite a few times in a few different forms. Pay heed. I did. I actually did a bunch of study series on the Kabbalion, which was more or less a synopsis of the Emerald Tablets of Thought regarding the cosmic laws. And it was through studying that, the Kabbalion, that fundamentally got me to the point where I was watching man-made law trying to mimic the cosmic law, And that's where I saw it was getting its copyright power. That's why it's a bluff. Because once you stand in the true laws of this universe, all that shit just fades away. It's powerless, and then you start calling the bluff. And it's so very, very simple. It's not easy to get there, and that's just a lot of programming that people have to get through. But just understand this one thing. It's there. It is real, and you can get there. It's just a choice. And that'll get these lines open up here. We got Darren in and Janet. How are you guys since this afternoon, 4 hours ago?
Nothing has changed.
It's kind of fun, eh?
The glow on my face from the radiant light of the 8th chakra is giving me a little bit of a hot flash.
Oh, good.
The true twin flame. The true twin flame radiates, even in the wind.
You're your own best mirror.
Hey. Yeah, so it's just wonderful. Install the window. Yeah. Did a little composting and gardening. Had a shower. That felt good.
Right on. Smells better too, doesn't it?
Well, I kind of like my smell.
There you go.
It's one of the few ways I will define myself in a crowd.
Right on. Here, check this out.
Yeah, this is all I can say as me.
Yeah, unforgettable. That's what you are. Yeah. Just for reference, I did do a card spread tonight, and the opening card was the Hanged Man. Give thee keys are they, though hidden from men. Reach ever upward, O soul of the morning. Turn thy thoughts upward to light and to life. Find in the keys of the numbers I bring thee, light on the pathway from life unto life. Seek ye with wisdom. Turn thy thoughts inward. Close not thy mind to the flower of light. Place in thy body a thought-formed picture. Think of the numbers that lead thee to life. Clears the pathway to he who has wisdom. Open the door to the kingdom of light. Pour forth thy flame as the sun of the morning. Shut out the darkness and live in the day. Take thee, O man, as part of thy being, the 7 who are, but are not as they seem. Opened, O man, have I my wisdom. Follow the path in the way I have led. Masters of wisdom, son of the morning light and life to the children of men. And for those that know anything about this stuff, you probably know who wrote that. It's from Tablet 3 of the Emerald Tablets of Thought. All the great masters had interaction with this particular being. That's why I paid attention to it. And, you know, in simple terms, this is exactly the thing that we share at this table. There's only one way to get through, and that's to stand in the truth at all costs. That is the ultimate test for self. I've lost count of the things that I've done that terrified me. Things that I had to confront that at the time I didn't think I was ready for, but obviously I was. I got through. I had enough information. I had enough gathered knowledge. And needless to say, for the way this system works here, and for those that have corrupted this truth, the fear that binds men is the one thing that will keep you in the dark. It's when you pass through that ethereal fire, if you will, the test of fire, through these things. Well, I see fear as fire that must be passed through. And that's why I don't shun it, nor do I resist it. I merely accept it for what it is. It's a guidepost. That there's something that I need to push through. There's something I need to do to reach beyond what I would set as ego limitations. That's why, for me, the limitations have to be systematically removed as they were systematically installed. This is why I tell people to breathe. Don't be in such a hurry. In the seeking of knowledge, I've met many people that were so busy looking for knowledge in such a hurry that they ran past the wisdom they were seeking in the first place. So take your time. Great words. Meditate. Go within. Get deep, get dark, get quiet. And these are the tools that we all have in our day-to-day lives, in this systematically installed control, ego, whatever you want to call it, has got everyone so distracted away from the most important thing in this universe, you. Each one, all of us, are infinite, eternal universes, birthing our own creations. And the more you can confront the little things, the little fears, the more your wisdom is going to grow. And also the confidence that one needs to go through the next one. In the same way that if someone was to work on a lawnmower engine, for example, having studied that and were quite adept at it, it would be a ridiculous jump to have them head over to Boeing to start working on Rolls-Royce jet engines now, wouldn't it? So these are the degrees of separation that people need to climb. These are the rungs of the ladder, the knowledge ladder that we all have to climb. And what I find is when people are trying to climb so fast, they're not allowing the rung that they were on to really fasten itself to the ladder. And before you know it, they get to a point where the rungs disappear and the ones below them were so weak to begin with, they just snap until they get back to the last rung that was true to them. Fortunately, the climb back up is not quite as difficult. However, that does instill a lot of doubt on the previously understood knowledge, where you might even start doubting the truth.
You're listening to Kate of Gaia on Critical Mass Radio. The game is up. Now, it's our turn.
Hush now softly, can't you hear? Mockingbird, she must be near. She sings her song, the bio lullaby. Misty morning, lazy sun, broken only by the river run. Mississippi River, take me in your arms. Take me in your arms for just another day. Floating by, I can clearly see Baton Rouge to eternity, New Orleans backwards into time. The Delta blues are more than song, broken dreams long lost and gone like a cotton field, laying falling by the wind. But that's the way it is, that's the way it is. Wouldn't want it any other way. Friendly smiles and I'll say yeah, it'll be alright, and I don't have to worry none. Friendly word on a passing way makes southern sense when I'm away, and I'm just glad I'm back where I belong. I'm back where I belong. All my worries, all my fears, up and leave me, they just disappear. Like so much nothing, so much for taking time. 'Cause on the water or on the shore, this is home and so much more. Old man river, take me in your arms. take me in your arms. I'm home sweet home again. Wouldn't want it any other way. Friendly smiles enough to say, yeah, it'll be alright, and I don't have to worry none. Friendly word or a passing wave makes southern sense when I'm away, and I'm just glad I'm back where I belong. I'm back where I belong. Hush now softly, can't you hear the mockingbird? She must be near. She sings her song, the bio lullaby.
Good evening, welcome to Outside the Box. Yours truly, Kate of Gaia, here at criticalmassradio.co.uk. Coming at you live. Hey, just as soon as I was ready to open the mic up, the call got dropped, so just had to wait for it to reboot. So I figured I'd throw a tune on for you, so you weren't wondering where the hell I was. But there you have it. Where do we want to start tonight? Well, lots of things. Looking over a few other things today I haven't looked at for a while, and it's really quite funny how much we talk about at this table and how much it resonates with the ancient knowledge and the ancient wisdom. And, it really boils down to things as simple as lose the fear, get in gear, lose the name, win the game. In the simplest of truth, the whole name thing is the biggest lie that humanity has been smothered under. And I'm going to read a couple of things here before we get this table opened up. And I see you on the board there, Darren. Thank you for showing up. And I do believe Paul is going to jump in with us again tonight. Need to hear from him and whether he gets on the board or not. Again, newbie to Skype, so I'm a little gentler to the real newbies. So there you go. But I did want to share this, and I just want to read something. And some of you may already know this, for anyone that has looked for truth anywhere. Well, this will probably resonate very deeply if you've looked in certain areas in terms of looking for wisdom and true meanings behind things, so that you can open up your own veils to get rid of the deceptions. But I'll read this, and you tell me. We'll open the table up after this. We covered a lot of stuff on the earlier show today, and so this is more or less a continuation. I just wanted to go to a slightly deeper level, seeing as the concepts are really starting to play themselves out with people. People are getting them, and I cannot say it enough about this whole paradigm of fear that has been foisted upon us. It's an illusion. It is pure illusion. This whole system is all about bluff. So lose all of the programming. God is light year gods. Pay attention. And I won't say the author from the first line, but I will go to the second line. And I blank. Give of my wisdom, give of my knowledge, and give of my power freely. I give to the children of men. Give that they, too, might have wisdom, to shine through the world from the veil of the night. Wisdom is power, and power is wisdom, one with each other, perfecting the whole. Be thou not proud, O man, in thy wisdom. Discourse with the ignorant as well as the wise. If one comes to thee full of knowledge, listen and heed, for wisdom is all. Keep thou not silent when evil is spoken for truth, like the sunlight shines above all. He who oversteppeth the law shall be punished. For only through law comes the freedom of men. Cause thou not fear, for fear is a bondage, a fetter that binds the darkness to men. Follow thine heart during thy lifetime. Do thou more than is commanded of thee. When thou hast gained riches, follow thou thine heart, for all these are of no avail, if thine heart be weary. Diminish thou not the time of following thine heart. It is abhorred of the soul. They that are guided go not astray, but they that are lost cannot find a straight path. If thou go among men, make for thyself love, the beginning and end of the heart. If one cometh unto thee for counsel, let him speak freely, that the thing for which he hath come to thee may be done. If he hesitates to open his heart to thee, it is because thou, the judge, doeth the wrong. Repeat thou not extravagant speech, neither listen thou to it, for it is the utterance of one not in equilibrium. Speak thou not of it, so that he before thee may know wisdom. Silence is of great profit. An abundance of speech profiteth nothing. Exalt not thine heart above the children of men, lest it be brought lower than the dust. If thou be great among men, be honored for knowledge and gentleness. If thou seekest to know the nature of a friend, ask not his companion, but pass a time alone with him. Debate with him, testing his heart by his words and his bearing. That which goeth into the storehouse must come forth, and the things that are thine must be shared with a friend. Knowledge is regarded by the fool as ignorance, and the things that are profitable are to him hurtful. He liveth in death. It is therefore his food. The wise man lets his heart overflow, but keeps silent his mouth. O man, list to the voice of wisdom. List to the voice of light. Mysteries there are in the cosmos that unveiled fill the world with their light. Let he who would be free from the bonds of darkness first divine the material from the immaterial, the fire from the earth. For know ye that as earth descends to earth, so also fire ascends unto fire,